Good evening to you from the beautiful new Saddleback Stadium on the campus of Saddleback College here in Mission Viejo, California, on the proverbial perfect night for community college football. We've got a good one this evening. Two of the blue bloods of community college football in Southern California. The visiting Riverside City Tigers, 2-0 on the season, meeting the 1-1 Saddleback Bobcats. Between the two programs, they have 46 league and/or conference championships between them. Saddleback with 24, Riverside with 22. 5 combined national junior college championships. Riverside with 2, Saddleback with 3. Riverside comes into this game absolutely destroying people offensively. They're averaging 632 yards per game in their first 2 games, led by transfer quarterback sophomore Jake Retzliff. Jake came from Golden West last year, where he was the Division III Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year. Transferred over to Riverside City College, which defeated Golden West in the Southern Regional Finals last year. And now he's playing with his brother wide receiver Reggie Retzliff. And the two of them have combined for 4 touchdowns and 14 receptions between the pair, as Riverside has been rolling up points. They've given up points as well, but they're just outscoring people. Coach Tom Kraft, in his 12th season, knows how to have players put points on the board. We are just about ready for kickoff. I am Mark Spin. Welcome to this production of SoCal College Sports and the Coast Sports Network. It's about 75 degrees down on the field here in Mission Viejo. A little bit of wind from the south. Field runs north and south here at the beautiful new Saddleback Stadium. And Riverside won the toss and elected to receive. So Tom Kraft wants the ball in Jake Retzliff's hands. And who can blame him? And we are underway. The kick is away towards the sideline. Looks like it's going to go out of bounds, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Riverside on the penalty. They'll get the ball out at the 35-yard line, and the Tigers' offense will come on the field. Our officials this evening, Jay Drury, the referee, making his first call of the evening to announce the infraction on the kickoff out of bounds. The umpires, Michael Lay, head linesman Greg Covington, field judge Lavelle Franklin, line judge Terrence Green. The back judge is Tyrone Clark, and the side judge is Corey Butts. Here come the Tigers. Retzliff, 6'1", 200-pound sophomore from Corona Centennial, as we mentioned, transferred in. Handoff on the outside, breaking to the outside. One of the many players Riverside uses in their offensive set. They throw the ball frequently. They've only attempted 60 rushes in 2 games. Gain of 11 for a first down. Bryce Strong on the gain. Quick out to Roshan Lacey. He picks up about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. We're just underway here at Saddleback College. Riverside with the ball has now entered into Saddleback territory at the Saddleback 49. 2nd and a long 6 for Riverside. Retzliff out of the shotgun. Bryce Strong alongside. Retzliff pump fakes. Now he looks down deep. He goes to his brother, Reggie. It's out of bounds. Incomplete. That's the combination. Reggie's the older brother. First team All-CIF player out of Corona Centennial as well. Graduated in 2018. Was a member of the 2019 Riverside City College National Championship team. 2020 season canceled because of the pandemic. Reggie was injured last year, so he retains 1 more year as a sophomore and gets to play with the younger brother Jake, who transferred in from Golden West College, as we mentioned, where he was the Division III Player of the Year last year, where he threw for 3,302 yards. Out of the nice play defensively, breaking up there, Saddleback. Kapina Gushikin in on the play defensively. And that'll bring up fourth down. Yeah. Now here's something you haven't seen much with Riverside City College. The punter, Jared Campbell, only 3 punts on the season. All 3 came in last week's 38-20 victory over Long Beach City College for Riverside. Saddleback would definitely like to see a lot of him tonight. Kick is away. Down to about the 11-yard line. Short return out to about the 22. Decent field position for Saddleback. Simeon Martin on the return for Saddleback after a 36-yard punt and a 10-yard return. It makes it 1st and 10, Saddleback. The Bobcats with the ball on their own 21-yard line. 13:40 to go here in the first quarter. No score. A moral victory for Saddleback, which has been tough defensively. They only gave up 13 points in a loss to Mount Sac last week and 16 to Glendale in the season opening victory for Saddleback. And the big story offensively for Saddleback is the switch at quarterback, where Ryan Henderson takes over for D'Artagnan Masio. His first start of the year, transfer from OCC out of Los Alamitos High School. Ryan Henderson, Coach Kerry Kraft told us before the game that he made the decision yesterday to go with Ryan Henderson to give them a little bit more RPO and mobility. They're going to try and use more clock to keep the Riverside offense off the field, and Kraft felt like Henderson would be the best option to get that done here tonight. Short gain on the first now. Henderson looked like a busted play, and he's going to lose about 5 yards. He went one way, the backfield went the other. It's going to bring up 3rd and long for Saddleback.
A little crossed up there, Mark, for sure. Yeah, pretty good start defensively here for Saddleback. But offensively, they need to get off the schneid last couple weeks. They've really struggled, obviously, in the crossover game versus the American Conference. Glendale, they were able to pull that one out, but as you said, Mount Sac lost a week ago, and they need to find their footing quick.
3rd and long. Pass overthrown. He had Daniel Stokes open along the sideline, but Henderson overthrew him. And that's going to bring up 4th and long for Saddleback, and that'll bring out the punter. Dylan Widner, excellent punter for Saddleback. He was an all-conference, all-league, all-southern league punter last year for the Bobcats. The sophomore returns this year. Out of Mission Viejo High School, takes a snap at his own 4, gets it away nicely. High kick, not particularly long, fair catch back there. It goes off a Saddleback player. It'll be down right at midfield for Riverside City College, which will take over its 2nd possession after Saddleback goes 3 and out. Didn't use a lot of clock, as Coach Kraft was hoping that they might be able to do to keep the ball out of Jake Retzlaff's hands. But with 12-11 to go here in the first quarter, there's still no score.
Yeah, if you're Coach Kraft, you want to do a better job of keeping the opposing offense off the field. Retzlaff was a stud last year at Golden West, and this year primed for a state championship run. Tigers looking to get back to the championship game where they were defeated a year ago.
Yeah. City College of San Francisco ranked number 1 currently, the defending champion. Riverside number 2 in the state, number 4 nationally. Retzlaff throws over the middle, wide open. Norbert Espadron takes it all the way after breaking a tackle at the 10-yard line, and he'll go in for a 49-yard touchdown. That is the 12th touchdown pass by Jake Retzlaff so far in just a little over 2 games. We're just 3 minutes into the first quarter, 12 minutes exactly to go. And Jake Retzlaff just has thrown his 12th touchdown pass of the year. He threw 6 in their opener against Mount San Jacinto, threw 5 in last week's victory over Long Beach City College, and now he just hit one of the Espadron brothers, Norbert, with a 49-yard touchdown pass.
I think we have a flag.
After the play, an unsportsmanlike call. Touchdown is good.
So they'll assess that on the kickoff.
So Saddleback will have a chance for some field position, but they're going to be down a score. Jacob Marroquin, 14 for 14 on the year on extra points. He's had a lot of work as Riverside has been rolling up points. Kick is through, and it's 7-0 Riverside City College. 12 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 7-0 Riverside over Saddleback. The Bobcats will need to get some offense going to try and keep up with this Tom Kraft designed offense, which is rolled up 529 yards passing in their opener, 463 yards passing in the second game.
Yeah, Retzlaff, SCFA Player of the Week offensively in Week 1.
Yeah.
And that big win over Mount San Jacinto. Now, that was a game. Now, Mount San Jacinto, they did not play last year because of COVID. And Mount San Jacinto, they ended up winning the American Conference. So they defeat Antelope Valley College in the American. They come back Week 1. They put up a fight that Week 1 versus RCC, the defending South champ. But yeah, credit to RCC finding a way to win against a very tough, very game team, Mount San Jacinto. And now, poised for another run in Retzlaff, brother to brother.
Yeah.
A lot of hookups there. You have to imagine throughout the season, they're pushing 1,000 yards offensively on the season. And, well, it's not going to be fun if you're a Saddleback College follower this evening. But defensively, that's their strong point. But you see a blown coverage on a post pattern over the middle. Now it's 7-0 RCC.
Kickoff from the 20, taken at the 14. Daniel Stokes gets out to about the 32. It'll be first down for the Bobcats. Trailing 7-0 here in the first quarter. I am Mark Spin along with Mike Cepeda here on the SoCal Sports, College Sports, and Coast Sports Network, bringing you this live stream from Saddleback College, the amazingly pristine and beautiful brand new Saddleback Stadium. It really is a great facility. CIF played several of the state high school championship games here last December.
Yeah, we'll have a conversation about facilities later in this broadcast. Some choice words from Coach Tom Kraft earlier this week via the press enterprise. He was not too keen on the facilities at RCC, so something I know they're trying to renovate and get done over there. But this is a facility along with Hilmer Lodge, the newly renovated facility at Mount Sac, that really set the bar here in Southern California.
Jamari Farrell off tackle on first down for gain of about 3. No gain, excuse me. Still at the 32. So it's 2nd and 10. Ryan Henderson out of the pistol. Again off to Jamari Farrell. He's got some room on the left side, gets off outside for a gain of about 3. It'll be 3rd and 7 for Saddleback. Yeah, Mike, Riverside has played its home games at Ramona High School this year because they're redoing the field and other things at the Wheelock Stadium in Riverside, which was built in 1921. And so they're kind of refurbishing a little bit. So the Tigers have played 2 at home. This is their first road game of the season.
It's an opportunity here for Henderson to keep the offense on the field.
They hand it off again to Jamari Farrell, and he's stuffed for a loss of a yard. It'll bring up 4th and 8 for Saddleback.
And unfortunately, it's the wrong read for Henderson. It's an RPO. Stokes wide open on the outside. If he would have pulled that, pass it quickly to the outside, that would have been a first down. But unfortunately, 4th down comes up. And the defense, which was so key on that first drive and the 3 and out for Retzlaff and RCC, you keep them out there, they're going to start to get tired. They already give up the 7-0 lead. And RCC and the Tigers looking for more.
Widner back for his second punt of the evening. Good kick, fair caught at the 29-yard line by Riverside. Norbert Espadron on the fair catch. He had the touchdown reception just earlier. 10:04 to go here in the first quarter. 7-0 Riverside City leads Saddleback here at Saddleback College. Jake Retzlaff and company back on the field.
Broadcasting to you live from Mission Viejo, California on SoCalCollegeSports.com and the Coast Sports Network. Happy you've joined us, everyone. You can spread the word, www.SoCalCollegeSports.com. Also on YouTube, SoCal College Sports 1. You can catch this on the big screen.
Retzlaff hands off straight up the middle, breaking tackles.
Solid run on first down.
They bring in multiple players on offense throughout the game. That's Jaquez Jones on his first carry of the evening. Good for about 9. It'll be 2nd and 1 for Riverside at their own 43-yard line. 38-yard line. Retzlaff out of the gun again. Hands it right back to Jones. Again, he breaks outside. Going to have enough for a first down easily out to midfield almost at their own 49. It'll be 1st and 10 for Riverside. Already leading 7-0 with 9:35 to go in the first quarter, and on the move against the Saddleback defense, Mike, that doesn't really look like they know exactly how to stop any of this.
Does it look dark, Mike? How does it look?
Well, unfortunately, no one knows
Yeah, well,
how to
there
stop
you
this
go.
offense.
That's
This
no
is,
offense to Saddleback at
it's
all.
tough.
Yeah, Jaquez Jones straight up the middle. Quick hitter is good for about 5. They give him 6. It'll be 2nd and 4 at the 44 of Saddleback, Riverside City. Good steady pace, not super up tempo, but moving quickly on offense. Again, they go straight up the middle to Jaquez Jones. He'll fight his way for another gain of about 6, good for a first down. And very quickly, Riverside is at the Saddleback 38, 1st and 10, leading 7-0 with 8:49 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, this is a heady move by Coach Kraft and the coaching staff for RCC. Hey, let's go tempo here. Let's get a defense that's already on their heels breathing even harder. You see them a little fatigued right now, and they're really looking for a stop. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Kraft call a timeout for Saddleback.
Jones with another carry. Shorter gain this time. Gain of 3. Saddleback did a nice job closing up the middle. Bobcats in a 3-4 defensive alignment. 2nd and 7 for Riverside. Jake Retzlaff looking downfield. He overthrew his receiver, Rashawn Lacey, and it's picked off. Saddleback.
Yeah, we have McKinney.
Austin McKinney, one of the keys in the defensive secondary for Saddleback, Austin McKinney.
See the deflection here on the replay, and McKinney, good ball skills, makes the interception, and it's Saddleback Bobcat ball.
1st and 10 for Saddleback at their own 35 after the turnover. 2nd interception on the year for Jake Retzlaff. Just overthrew, had a little heat on that, had Rashawn Lacey wide open, cutting at about the 15-yard line, glanced off his hands. Austin McKinney was there, made the interception. Saddleback gets it 1st and 10 at their own 35, 7:48 to go here in the first quarter. Jamari Farrell made something out of nothing there. He waited and was patient, found a hole behind that big offensive line, and picked up about 6, 2nd and 4 for the Bobcats.
It was Le'Veon Bell-esque. He just waited for the Red Sea to part, found a hole, and picks up 5.
Henderson, Farrell in the backfield with him. Now they're going to throw. Henderson, a little screen. They're going to go to Jamari Farrell. He lost his balance. Let's see where they spot it. They're going to give him the gain. Kept his hand on the turf without the knee hitting. Gets out to the 44, which will bring up 3rd and 1 for Saddleback, which wants a first down to keep the defense on the sideline and Jake Retzlaff on the sideline. 3rd and 1 for Saddleback at their own 44. Just under 7 to go first quarter. 7-0 Riverside City leads. Handoff straight up the middle. Oh, beautiful tackle coming in off the edge for Riverside. That's Gage Summers. The second team all
That's another
central
poor
lead.
read there by Henderson. Henderson needs to take that ball. He needs to show a different look. That's the second time on 3rd down on consecutive drives. The wrong read made by Henderson results in a 3-and-out.
On that RPO, he can pull that and go around the end for easy yardage right there on 3rd and short.
I mean, right now it just looks like Henderson's just making the routine play instead of actually reading what the defense is giving him.
He lost 2, and that brings on the punt from Dylan Widner. Fair caught again by a spade run at the 30, where Riverside City will take over at their own 30-yard line. 6:11 to go here in the first quarter. 7-0 Riverside City with the ball in the lead. You know, Mike, with Ryan Henderson, his first start, taking over for D'Artagnan Masio tonight after Masio started the first 2 games, you wonder if they're trying to keep him in a very narrow channel in terms of getting comfortable before they start having him do a little bit more of the RPO reads, and he may just be going by instinct on the first option on everything. He's going to need to loosen it up, and Saddleback knows that, and Ryan Henderson knows that too if they're going to keep up here with Riverside. Handoff straight up the middle. The ball came loose at the end, but it's ruled down. Robert Valentine, the sophomore running back, gained about 6. We'll call it 5. 2nd and 5 at the 36, excuse me. Having trouble with my spots. My apologies. 5:47 to go. Again, they give it to Valentine again on the carry. So we see a trend here where Tom Kraft is using a different running back per series and then giving them lots of work. Jaquez Jones in the last series started off with that. Before, in the opening series, Retzliff had the touchdown pass. All right, 1st and 10 at the 46, Riverside. Retzliff with time, steps out of the pocket, throws behind Espedrin. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the Riverside 47-yard line. They already lead 7-0. Retzliff is 2 for 5 so far, so.
Yeah, those are numbers not often associated, 40% completion percentage. You expect that number to go up, but he seems a little off to start the game.
A little bit, you know, and the Saddleback secondary is a little depleted tonight. Some of their top people are out with injury, and Coach Crabb has moved people around, trying to make do.
Well, pretty good job by the secondary.
So far,
they already have a pick.
That's right.
Against
no complaints.
One of the top QBs in the state.
Valentine straight up the middle for a gain of about 3. It'll be up 3rd and 7 for Riverside. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
So I have a third and intermediate here for RCC. Another opportunity for the Bobcats to potentially get off the field, although considering you have Jake Retzlaff at the helm for RCC, this could be 4-down territory.
Yeah, it's right at midfield, 3rd and 7. Retzlaff has started 2 for 6 for 53 yards with the TD and the interception, and we're 11 minutes in here in the first quarter. There's a wide open hit over to Devin Gitcheway, one of the many receivers. Riverside City College has 14, now 15 players who have had a reception so far in the first 3 games.
That's a great job by Retzlaff and Gitcheway finding the hole in the zone, and it's pitch and catch.
Yeah, first down all the way to the Saddleback 30-yard line, 20-yard gain on that play. First down for the Tigers. Retzlaff fakes the Valentine, goes to Espedrin again, and he's got a gain of about 11 on the little inside slant. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 19 for Riverside City, moving the ball into the red zone.
Yeah, Retzlaff channeling his inner Patrick Mahomes, goes a little sidearm there.
Sidearm sling, you bet.
I would have said Rich Gannon, but they both played for the Chiefs at some point, if memory serves.
That's right, but Rich Gannon went to the Raiders, so Chiefs fans have disowned him.
Are you a Chiefs fan?
I am a Chiefs fan.
Well, you're sitting next to a Raiders fan.
Yeah, well,
so
that's
we might have some fisticuffs.
Little swing pass on the hitch.
At least you're not a Denver fan.
No, not a Denver fan. Daniel Cooper gets the reception there. Again, they're moving the ball to multiple players. It makes it difficult for Saddleback's defense to try and, who are they going to double? Because they've got so many weapons.
It's pick your poison.
Yeah.
You just have to play man to man, hat to a hat. Right now, Riverside winning the battle clearly.
2nd and about 4 at the 13-yard line. Valentine in the backfield with Retzlaff. Looks over from Tom Kraft and the crew. He gets the signals.
Saddleback just trying to not show their hand too early in the possession.
Reggie Retzlaff had one-on-one coverage on the outside. It tipped away nicely. Saddleback doing a good job defensively in that patchwork secondary. James McDonald came over and knocked that one down as they tried to run the seam route up the middle. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and 4 from the 13. 2:58 to go here in the first quarter. Riverside trying to add to the 7-0 lead.
Yeah, we'll see it again on replay here, and that's just a terrific job. Looked like that was McDonald making a play of it, and he had pick written all over that ball, and that was another mistake from Retzlaff.
Yeah, there wasn't a good read there. He had his brother, the 6'3" sophomore, his older brother, and they're going to call timeout. A little confusion on the Riverside side of the ball. So the Bobcats are doing something on defensive side of things to keep things interesting, make Riverside have to work for it after they rolled up 625 yards average per game in their first 2 victories.
Timeout on the field. We'll take one ourselves. 7-0. Under a minute to go here in the first quarter. You're watching SCFA football live from Mission Viejo.
Welcome back to Saddleback Stadium. 2:58 to go here in the first quarter. Saddleback trying to keep Riverside to a field goal attempt. It's 3rd and about 4 for Riverside at the 13-yard line. Little inside pitch to Espedra, and he cuts back, and he's going to get in for the score, his 2nd touchdown of the night. Got one receiving, and then that one on the little flip pass. Norbert Espedra.
Thought I saw a hold here on the edge. You see, I mean, that I don't know about you, but I'm looking at it pretty plain and clearly. I mean, that's a hold. Allows the runner right there to get out. No flag on the field. And it's 6 on the board for the Tigers.
Tristan McMurray looked like he was the victim of the hold there.
Yeah.
Here's Mariquin, 15 for 15 on the year, extra points. Make it 16 for 16. And Riverside now has a 14-0 lead with 2:51 to go here in the first quarter. Interesting how this is going. It doesn't seem like Riverside is having the easiest of times, but it's 14-0, and we're still in the first quarter.
Very true, and this broadcast is being brought to you live by Saddleback College on SoCalCollegeSports.com and the Coast Sports Network.
All right, Saddleback back to receive, trailing 14-0, 2:51 to go in the first quarter. Mariquin will kick off for Riverside City. Jordan Smith, one of the return men back for Saddleback at the goal line. Mariquin puts it into the end zone. It'll be a touchback, 1st and 10 for Saddleback. 2:51 remaining in the first quarter, trailing 14-0. And we'll see if Coach Crabb stays with Ryan Henderson on a restricted play sheet or if they start to open things up a little bit, realizing what have you got to lose when you're trailing 14-0 against an offensive dynamo that is Riverside City.
Yeah, you have to get something going, but, I mean, the question is, who's your QB? And right now it's still going to be Henderson.
Yep.
Henderson's got to figure it out. Got to make the proper reads. A couple of missed opportunities for Saddleback and company, particularly on 3rd down with chances to get off the field or keep the field on there.
Henderson, 3-step drop,
There
looking down the sideline. He's got a receiver wide open. First big play of the night for the Bobcats. Kane Metz-Terrell out of Peoria, Arizona. The 6'1 freshman on the deep long pass. Gain of 31 out to, they cross midfield. They are into Riverside territory at the 49-yard line. Quickly now, Saddleback goes quickly. Handoff inside to Jake Thomas, freshman running back. He gets about 3. There's a flag down. We'll see what the call is.
Flag on the field. It's not the line of scrimmage. It looks like it might be encroachment, or are we going to have maybe illegal formation?
Looks like they're moving Saddleback
The wrong direction.
An illegal shift or
rooting,
formation. Yep. Yeah, the illegal shift. little bit of movement there, but that's 5 yards, and it's going to be 1st and 15 now from their own 46 after having crossed into Riverside territory. You know, Coach Kerry Crabb said they were trying to use some clock and keep Riverside off the field, but when you're down 14-0, the clock is not your friend. So now the Bobcats are going tempo. Henderson out of the pistol. He's got Jake Thomas in the backfield with him. He takes the drop. Now he's going to run.
That's the right read.
There it is. Nice block there, and they're going to get him.
That shouldn't be a penalty. That was on the shoulder.
They're going to get Zachary Roebuck on the crackback block. When you come back downfield these days to hit a defender who's running upfield, they're going to get you with the illegal crackback.
I mean, he hits him in the shoulder right here. I mean, why is that a penalty?
It's the rule change that they implemented to eliminate that, where an offensive player cannot come back towards the line of scrimmage and block a defensive player who is going upfield. Yes, it's taken some of the football out of football, but it is a 15-yard personal foul penalty, and it's going to move the Bobcats after a nice game.
Is it considered a peel-back block? Is that why it's called?
It's an illegal crackback now, yeah. That's what they've done it, where if you're coming back towards your own line of scrimmage and an offender's going up the field.
Well, I thought the rule was you can't hit him in the back.
And they've added this in as well. It's player safety. One of those kinds. They go on an end sweep to Jake Thomas on 1st and 26 as the ball got moved back all the way to the Saddleback 35-yard line. So now it's going to be.
To the letter of the law, we'll go back to the replay here on the hit.
You see how Roebuck is coming back towards the line of scrimmage, and Riverside's defender is going upfield in pursuit. So they call that these days an illegal crackback. I called it playing football, but. Minute and a half to go here in the first quarter. 14-0 Riverside. 2nd and 26 from their own 35 after the big penalty. Henderson is going to get sacked there. He's going to lose about 2 on the sack. Had a little bit of time, but no receivers open downfield. Riverside got the pressure with a 4-man rush. And it's going to bring up 3rd and 28 for the Bobcats. I don't know what you have in the playbook for 3rd and 28 from your own 33, but we'll see what they dial up. Henderson got some confidence with that nice throw for a long gain of 30 yards to start the drive, but now they play it safe. They go short over to Simeon Martin. He gets a gain of about 10, but it's going to bring up 4th and 28 from the 43-yard line. So Saddleback had gotten into Riverside territory, and then the illegal shift followed by the illegal crackback, and suddenly they're back on their side of the 50-yard line. And in punt formation, Dylan Widner, sophomore out of Mission Viejo High School, an all-conference punter. High kick, not particularly deep. Going to have to take a Bobcats bounce, and it doesn't. It just goes sideways, so it's to the 31-yard line. About a 28-yard kick, and it's 1st and 10 Riverside at the 31. 7 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Should be coming to the end of the quarter with a 14-0 Riverside lead. But the way the Tigers can score, they may get something before the end of this quarter.
I think there's a silver lining here. I think it's all bad for the Bobcats. They're down 14-0, but it's more of offensive futility right now. It's really killing Saddleback, and defensively they've kind of held their own. They got a 3-and-out in the first possession, and then a pick.
Retzliff on the crossing to the tight end.
That's a big boy.
And he's a good one too. That's Wyatt. I forget. Pardon me, folks. Going through the records. They throw to so many different receivers. I got to go to my 3rd page. It's the end of the first quarter. 14-0. Saddleback trails Riverside City at the end of 1.
So, all right, back.
Welcome back to Saddleback Stadium. We start the second quarter, 2nd and 10. No, they got the scoreboard wrong. It's going to be 2nd and about 4 for Riverside at their own 37-yard line. They lead 14-0. Retzlaff looking down the sideline. Had Rashawn Lacey, who could not come on the back shoulder grab. Pretty good coverage there on the outside, though.
Yeah,
Austin McKinney.
He's step for step. McKinney already.
Yeah, he's showing he can stay with those top receivers that Riverside has. He's done a nice job back there already with the interception and a couple of deflections.
Yeah, he's right there. And this is a speedy bunch of receivers here for Riverside. So it's a good job defensively again. Now another 3rd down situation. Let's see if the defense get off the field.
Get off the field. 3rd and 4. Retzlaff on the short pass underneath. He goes to Donovan Harvey, yet another running back in for Riverside City. The 4th running back that they've used on 4 consecutive possessions.
That's terrific execution there on the screen. You get the big boys out in front, basically a battering wall.
Yeah, and there are some big boys led by Anthony LaFrance, the 6'5", 320-pound first team All-Division III last year as a freshman.
My goodness.
Yeah, he's a large one. First down from the 44. Retzlaff looking deep. Oh, he's got a receiver with a step, but he just overthrew Juwan Tucker. Looked like he kind of alligator armed that a little bit. I don't know. It seemed like the pass didn't really lay out for it.
You know,
just off his hands.
It's a tough play.
Yeah.
It's really right. It would have been right off the tips had he laid out for it, but
nice throw, nice ball.
Well, I mean, Retzlaff still off the
mark. A little
mark.
off, absolutely. Yeah. And the Riverside offense is not. Oh, another double tip drill. Tried to hit Nori in a spade run, brother of Norton, or Norbert, excuse me, who's already got 2 touchdowns. He's the younger brother. And now it's going to be 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10. Scoreboard issues here at Saddleback.
Yeah, 3rd and long situation.
3rd and 10, Retzlaff. Now he's going to take off. Now he comes out and throws. Oh, it's going to be picked off again. Another interception on an errant throw by Retzlaff on the move. Saddleback comes up with the interception.
That's a good job defensively. And Retzlaff had a little room to run, but throws it right to the other team. And another interception in the books.
K.O. Wallace.
Yeah, Cayman Wallace.
Nice play.
On the pick.
So Saddleback takes over. Defense gets off the field. They'll be at their own 41. They trail 14-0. Retzlaff with his 2nd interception of the night. A little bit different pace for the Tigers. Handoff straight up the middle to Jamari Farrell. Nice gain right there on 1st down. He got about 7. 2nd and a long 3 for the Bobcats as they get up to their own. They're going to spot it at about, we'll call it the 48.
I think this is an opportunity for Saddleback to go tempo here. A little tit for tat.
Henderson out of the gun. He's got time. He looks.
Yeah, nothing there.
Yeah, there was nothing. Good coverage by Riverside right there.
Well, again, Henderson with the wrong read is going to throw into double coverage. Just have to essentially throw that one away.
He was throwing for Daniel Stokes, but there was good coverage on the outside by Riverside. But he looked at him the whole way. He never had another receiver in mind. And that's just kind of getting his feet wet with his first start of the season in the first half.
That's very true.
He's got to get it going for Saddleback to have a chance. Handoff, no. They fake it to Jamari. Oh, another one off the hands. That one should have been caught by Stokes. It was a good throw by Henderson, and that'll bring up 3rd down.
That's a first down right there.
Yes, it was.
That's an unfortunate play
3rd
for
down,
Saddleback.
incompletion. Yeah, so now they got a punt after getting the turnover and getting some momentum. getting a good gain on first down.
You talk about getting your feet wet, and I thought Henderson did a very good job in terms of poise, in terms of taking the ball, executing the play, selling the fake, pulling it back, and making a throw right on the money.
Yeah.
Just unfortunate series of events with the drop.
And Daniel Stokes is a reliable receiver, so that was unexpected.
Yeah.
Widner with another punt. Fair caught by Espadron at the 17-yard line. Riverside takes over with 13:28 to go here in the first half and a 14-0 lead.
Yeah, Widner's done a pretty good job of flipping the field and making it, pretty long runs here offensively for RCC.
The punter is part of the defense,
Yeah.
right? And he has
Exactly
done
right.
a good job there. And he's he was an all-conference, all-league selection, second team last year as a freshman. He's out of Mission Viejo High School, just down the road here.
Keeps it high and
Yeah.
allows his defense an opportunity, his special teams to get to the football.
Now we'll see if Retzlaff and company decide to step up a notch and
Pretty scary. He's not, he's C-level Retzlaff, and they're still up 14-0.
C-level Retzlaff is still a tough customer in this level of football for sure.
Yeah, C-level Retzlaff is still in play for SCFA Player of the Week.
Yeah, exactly. Gain of about 4 on first down. 2nd and 6 now for the Tigers. 13 minutes to play here in the first half. Riverside at their own 21-yard line. Retzlaff out of the gun. He'll throw a little swing pass out to the big tight end. That's Wyatt McClure. And he's a solid tight end. He was an all-conference selection as well. A little extracurricular activity over there.
He said something. He said something that drew the ire of the referee. And Coach Kraft is in the ear, I think, of his player. He says something here. You watch him. Oh, no, just some extracurricular there. That is a poor decision for Riverside.
If it's the second player in who gets the flag, or are they going to just offset? Jay Drury's going to tell us here.
I think this is going back the wrong way for Riverside.
Yeah, they are moving back. So they do get the late hit on Riverside, which negates the nice catch and run by Wyatt McClure, the big tight end.
Well, you'll take it.
Oh, you bet.
Now, did it happen after the play?
It did happen after the
play. It should be
1st
and 10.
It should be 1st
and they
and
are
10
changing
from the
the
new
down
spot.
marker. So 1st and 10,
Yep.
the new spot's
They
going to be the
lose-
17-yard line.
They lose yardage, but it's first down.
It's a net -3, I believe.
So instead of being out at about the 32,
Yep.
they are at the 17, and it's 1st and 10, and we'll start over again. Retzlaff rolling right. He's got receivers open in the flat.
Oh,
Tipped up again.
another-
Saddleback doing a really nice job getting hands in the passing lanes downfield.
Jack St. Fleur that time, and we'll have a pretty good look of it here on the replay at the field level.
And we got a flag. Did they get a late hit on the Bobcats? I think,
well,
roughing the passer.
Go back here. You can see at the very back end of this play, the hit on the quarterback, ball's already away. But a pretty good job defensively of nearly picking that ball. It's a good thing it wasn't picked, because that would have been very unfortunate for the Bobcats had it been an INT, and that would have been brought back. But, well, dueling penalties, and we're back at square one.
James McDonald getting his hands to knock that ball away, but the personal foul roughing the passer kind of brings us back to where we were after Wyatt McClure's catch. So they're at the 32, first down Riverside. They run a little inside reverse. Robert Valentine, no gain. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Tom Kraft dialed up a little counter action there on an inside flick reverse. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 now for the Tigers. Trying to add to a 14-0 lead with 12 minutes to go here in the first half. Inconsistent first half for Riverside. Saddleback shows 4 coming into rush. They get some decent pressure, but Retzlaff steps left and throws. Are they going to give him the catch over there on the sideline? No, they've ruled him out of bounds. Again, going to Devin Gitcheway. Couldn't get his feet down. So again, 3rd and long for Riverside in what has been a C-level Jake Retzlaff performance thus far, as Mike so accurately noted. 3rd and 10, Retzlaff, he's got time now. He looks down the field. He's got his receiver. It's going to be a little short of the first down. Getchaway with another nice catch. Took the hit. But it's going to be 4th and about a yard. I can't think Tom Kraft will hesitate to go. Well, and that's why I'm up here, and Tom Kraft is on the sideline and a legendary coach because he's going to send out the punter from his own 41. He's not going to risk it on 4th and 1. So Saddleback, the defense gets off the field again.
Well, I wonder if you get maybe a hard count here.
Yeah,
teams.
you know, that it's certainly something. And as we said earlier,
you saw a flinch there. And
trying to get Campbell on the field more often because he'd only punted 3 times coming into the game, and Saddleback succeeds in seeing a little bit more of Jared, who puts a 29-yard punt out to the Saddleback 29. So it'll be 1st and 10 Bobcats, 11:08 to go here in the first half. They trail 14-0 to the number 2 California-ranked Riverside City Tigers, number 4 ranked nationally in the JC Gridiron poll, and the 2019 national champions, Riverside City Tigers. Henderson, first down. We've got movement. Little discombobulation, false start on the Bobcats will back him up. And that's not what Henderson needs in these situations.
Yeah, the margin for error pretty thin against this Riverside squad. But defensively, you know, not really, not all that impressed defensively with Riverside here tonight. This is an offense that really has not found their footing. They're pitching a shutout right now, but no real explosive plays in the secondary, and they've been got a couple times deep.
Riverside's got 196 yards of offense, but 2 interceptions already by Retzliff. Henderson
That's gotta be a
rolling
flag.
right. Yeah, late hit
go.
out of bounds on Henderson.
Yeah,
so
as they say that, laundry all over the field.
Saddleback trying to roll Henderson out, give him some time and some options on the movement.
Yep.
Came out of Los Alamitos High School, went to Orange Coast College.
Well, Henderson's got to be smarter than that. He's got to get rid of the football there. He's certainly outside of the tackle box. If there's no flag, he's going to take the penalty, or he's going to take the sack. But as it stands, we're going 15 yards.
And we got the
for
personal foul for the late hit. So a first down, you betcha, brings it out to the 40-yard line of Saddleback. They trail 14-0, 10:58 to go here in the first half. Mark Spen, Mike Zepeda, SoCalCollegeSports.com, and the Coast Sports Network. Hand off to Jamari Farrell. He makes a nice move and cuts back and gets about 6 on first down. And that will make Ryan Henderson's life a lot easier if they can do that consistently.
Well, right now, you know, you have the entire world. They're going to go tempo, even with 10:40 remaining in the second quarter. They got to get some points on the board, and tempos seem to work in terms of getting Henderson into a rhythm.
Well, that's the big offensive line of Lockmish and Lays and Savar opening up a nice hole for Jamari Farrell. Tried to throw out in the flat quickly to Simeon Martin. It's incomplete. Well defended there by Penny Masiva. Came over from the outside linebacker spot to take the slot attempt there. It's going to be 3rd and about 3.
It's a very fast defense, east to west. You got to go north to south in a hurry. Exploit the one-on-one matchups. You have one at the top, it looks like, on the outside.
Henderson wide open. Jamari Farrell on the wheel route out of the backfield, and he's going to take it all the way down to the Riverside 20. They're going to another flag for a late hit. It looks like that's going to add on to it. Jamari got all the way down to the 28 of Riverside, a gain of about 26 yards on the play, plus they're going to tack on 15 more.
Terrific route.
Yeah, it just came out of the backfield, blown coverage by Riverside.
They're just really late to react there.
And they march it off. It's going to take it down to the 13. And it's first down. Saddleback with a chance to cut this lead in half. They'll mark it at the 14 officially. 1st and 10 Bobcats. Nice play right there from Ryan Henderson to Jamari Farrell. Handoff straight up the middle.
Again,
Thomas.
the wrong read. Again, watch it from field level here. He just sucks in the back here, makes the read, pulls it right there. He's going to have another 5 yards, possibly the pylon. Instead,
he's yet to pull it and keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and excellent point that he's continually just giving it on the first option, and Riverside staying home. They go again to Thomas.
Better job of selling it.
And the freshman out of Santa Margarita High School, hard running for a couple more yards. It'll bring up third and about 5 at the 9-yard line. Kerry Kraft. Field goals probably are not going to do a lot of good for the Bobcats. But
yeah, this has got to be 4-down territory.
Any points would be good, but you got to think they're thinking 2 plays to get 5 yards. Nice crossing route there, but a good defensive play to kind of come in and knock it away. That was
looked like it might have
Keith
been a
and
little
Gooden
early here.
on the coverage.
See, there's contact there. Bats it away at the end. That's a good no call.
They are going to go for the field goal.
Well, some points better than none.
Yeah, Connor Grace, watched him warm up, and he made one from 63. So the 26-yarder will not be any problem in terms of distance. Any wind that there is here tonight at Saddleback Stadium slightly at his back, kind of right down the middle on the line from where the ball is spotted. And Connor's kick is up, and it looks good. And Bobcats are on the board, so they now cut it to 14-3, 9:11 to go here in the first half. The first big play for Saddleback to move them down the field on the pass from Henderson, and Jamari Farrell sets up the field goal here at Saddleback College. Riverside is 2-0 on the season. Saddleback 1-1. Saddleback got its 400th program victory in the season opening win over Glendale here at Saddleback Stadium on September 3rd. Program dates back to 1968. As we mentioned earlier, 3 junior college national championships for Saddleback. 2 under Ken Swearingen. 1 under Bill Coonerty. Tom Kraft has won 7 straight league and or conference titles with Riverside, and the 2019 Junior College National Championship, 1 of 2 for the Tigers. They also won it in 1989. Grace gets ready to kick off. We've got 9:11 to go here in the first half. Kick is through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. 1st and 10 for Riverside City, which uncharacteristically thus far this season has not gotten untracked offensively. Jake Retzliff, let's check his official stats here. He's 10 for 21, 135 yards, 2 touchdowns, but also 2 interceptions. He's yet to hook up with his favorite target, which is his brother, Reggie Retzliff, the 6'3 sophomore who came in with 14 receptions, a team high, including 4 touchdowns. Of the 11 that Jake had coming in, he's now got 13 on the season. But no catches yet. Good coverage by Saddleback on Reggie Retzliff. Handoff straight up the middle. Bryce Strong, the usual starting running back in the rotation on this series after Riverside went through 4 different running backs on 4 consecutive series. Tom Kraft keeping a lot of fresh legs out of the field. Gain of about 3, 2nd and 7 for Riverside from their own 28-yard line. 8:45 to go here in the first half. It's 14-3 Riverside after Saddleback got on the board with the 26-yard Connor Grace field goal. 2nd and 7. Retzliff out of the shotgun. Fakes to Strong to Wyatt McClure, the big tight end. Looks like they've been trying to get the ball to him more frequently. That's his 3rd catch in the last 2 possessions. That one goes for no gain, however, as Saddleback was ready for that little flare out to the tight end screen almost. And Saddleback has done a nice job keeping the big tight end from getting yards after catch. 3rd and 7. Saddleback's defense trying to get off the field yet again. Retzliff, 5 wide receivers. He's got time. He's looking deep. He's looking all the way down to number 4, Roshan Lacey, one of his top receivers, and I think he got grabbed.
Yeah, we're going to have a pretty good view of it right here at field level.
There's the grab.
He gets the jersey right there.
Right there.
I think he got the face mask. So he gets the.
Yeah.
Was it pass interference or was? Yeah.
I didn't see the call, but whichever one it was,
Well,
Austin McKinney.
It was on the 23. If
Yeah.
it was defensive pass interference.
Well, it'd be 15, no spot foul in college.
Oh, we're at the 43,
Right,
so
yeah.
it's going to be the face mask for sure.
Yeah, 15-yard face mask first down. Austin McKinney running with Roshan Lacey.
Yep.
He was there, but and again the pass a little errant from Retzlaff.
Well, I think that time Retzlaff had it dialed up. I think if there's no hold, Retzlaff has his receiver.
Jake takes
It's on the
off
floor.
one, and the ball came loose, and it's picked up. Saddleback picked it up. McKinney's got the fumble. He's rumbling down the sideline all the way down to the 6. He steps out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 8. Flags fly behind the play. We'll see.
Was he down?
Well, I thought he was on first glance, but I didn't see. Lots to sort out here. So Retzlaff took off and ran for about 7 yards.
Is he down? No, the ball is. No, I think he's down.
Yeah, that looks like the knees are down, but no benefit of official
Yeah,
replay.
they don't get replay. Saddleback gets away with one, and the Bobcats in business.
There's going to be offsetting personal foul penalties behind the play. So it won't
Offsetting
affect
shenanigans?
extracurricular. No, it's not offsetting. It is against Saddleback. I thought I saw him point both ways while we were looking at the replay.
Yeah,
trying
no,
to see if the knee was
that's
down.
what I thought.
But they are going to put him at back it up to the 22, but it is going to be Saddleback ball. No, they're going to put it at the 23. They're still talking.
That's so unfortunate.
And Riverside's defense seemed to think that it was coming back towards the goal line, but now everybody's gotten into where they should be. It's 1st and 10, Saddleback at the Riverside 23 after Austin McKinney picked up the fumble, what was ruled a fumble by Jake Retzlaff on the scramble, and returned it down to the 8, a 15-yard penalty, backed it up to the 23. That looks like
be a
face
flag.
smack, and here comes the flag. Jamari Farrell. Somebody got a handful of face masks on him there.
There's a face mask. Speaking of extracurricular, well, hey, if you're Saddleback, you'll take that every day of the week.
Well,
you give up 15, you'll take 15 on top of the run.
They got Demarion Ward, and it was clearly a face mask.
Oh, yeah.
Jamari did a 360 pirouette.
An unassisted pirouette.
So that puts it down to the 13-yard line. 1st and 10, Saddleback. Henderson takes a bad snap around his left shin, picks it up, throws to the end zone into coverage, batted around, and it's going to be picked off by Riverside on the deflection.
One hell of a play.
That was off of 3 different people, and I think like a knee from the field level brought it back up. Oh, it's 2 tips. 2 tips.
Man. I mean, that's just one hell of a play. We'll see it again on the replay.
Bryce Tate came away with it after 3 different players, including Zachary Roebuck of Saddleback, made contact with the football in the corner in the end zone there at the pylon. But it's a turnover.
That's a great job at the field level on camera. Angelo Solis.
Angelo in the right place at the right time all the time.
Yeah, that's not an accident either. He's usually in the right place.
All right, right back to Riverside, 1st and 10 at their own 20 after the touchback on the interception.
That's one hell of a lick there from Chase Hunter.
Bryce Tate with the interception there to back-to-back turnovers.
Watch his hit here.
Yeah, he gave him a good solid pop on the twist. That's that shoulder-to-shoulder.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shoulder-on-shoulder crime.
2nd and 6 now for Riverside from their own 24. Hand off on the outside.
Great cutback.
He's going to get outside to the first down.
Another big thud on the outside, and I think this can be enough for a first.
Jaquez Jones, we'll see where they got it at the 30 exactly. It is a first down. They should move the sticks, and they do. 6:48 to go here in the second quarter. 14-3 Riverside City. Again, Riverside City, Tom Kraft going with running back by committee, Jaquez Jones now.
It's not a ho-hum first down. It's an important first down to get the tenor of this drive started in the right direction for the Tigers.
They go to Jones off the left side, and Saddleback is all over that and stops him for no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10 for Riverside City, the defensive right side of the Saddleback line, led by number 91.
Yeah, it looked like Travis Arena.
It is Travis Arena.
First man there.
You know, we haven't called Chad Nushy's name much for Saddleback. He's on the left end, but they seem to be running away from him. He came in as Saddleback's leading tackler.
It's a blown assignment here on the outside. No wonder if Retzlaff is going to pick up on it.
Play fake. Knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Good job by the right side again. Travis Arena, I think, got his hands up and knocked that ball down. Back-to-back plays by Travis Arena could bring up 3rd down and 10.
Another play made by Arena on the deflection.
Good series here thus far for the Bobcats. Under 6 to go, and there's a timeout on the field. Saddleback went in for a timeout, saw something they didn't like in the alignment, and Kerry Crabb came in off the sideline to call the timeout. We'll be right back here at Saddleback College. Gun. Little short swing pass to Jaquez Jones. He'll be run out at the 33-yard line, well short of the first down. It'll bring up 4th down.
It's a modest gain and an opportunity here for Saddleback, who I think offensively starting to find their footing.
And Jared Campbell, the punter for Riverside City, who we made a little joke saying, gosh, Saddleback sure would like to see a little bit more of Jared, who'd only punted 3 times in the first 2 games, comes out for his 4th kick of the evening. So a lot of playing time for Jared, which is just fine by Saddleback. They come in and they get a good rush on. He gets it away.
Shank.
Knuckleballer gets a little bit of a Riverside City bounce to the 34-yard line of Saddleback. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. 5:34 to go here in the second quarter. 14-3 Riverside City. In kind of a rough, hitchy, staccato kind of a game. Not a lot of rhythm on either side offensively. But Saddleback will take that all night long because Riverside City came into this game, as we mentioned, 630 yards per game in offense and 11 touchdowns from Jake Retzlaff in the first 2 games. Henderson on a nice play fake there to Farrell, and he hits Daniel Stokes over the middle for a short gain of they gave him about 6. And they're going to move it out again. It's going to be 2nd and 3. Nice little play fake there to Farrell, who had busted off a couple of good runs where Riverside has to honor that. They give it to Farrell this time. He's going to be just short of the first down. I think it's going to be 3rd and about of football. We'll see where they spot it. It looks like he's about a half yard short. Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and, well, now the side judge says moves the chains because they got it to the yard marker. Who are we to argue? So 1st down at the 44-yard line for Saddleback. They go quickly. Jamari Farrell again right up the middle, no gain, maybe a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9 for Saddleback. Done a nice job keeping Riverside off the board here in the second quarter after Riverside got 2 touchdown passes from Jake Retzlaff in the first quarter, albeit not in the blazing fashion of the first 2 weeks of the season for Riverside City. Henderson starting tonight in place of D'Artagnan Masio. Coach Kerry Crabb made the decision to switch quarterbacks and go with the sophomore out of Los Alamitos High School by way of Orange Coast College. Sophomore here classified with the Bobcats. No gain on that. It's going to be 3rd and 10 now for Saddleback. And we'll see what Henderson, taking their time. They've slowed their tempo down a little bit. Deep drop, rolling right, under pressure. Henderson throws. He's going to throw it away. Smart play. Didn't try and force anything. Nobody was really open downfield. So it's 4th down for the Bobcats, and they're going to have to punt. So now Dylan Widner, matching Jared Campbell, his counterpart, punt for punt. .340 to go here in the second quarter. 14-3 Riverside. 4th down and 10 for Saddleback. Dylan Widner back to kick. High kick, not particularly deep, but good. Nice guy. Took him all the way down to the Riverside 20-yard line where it's fair caught.
Look at big man arena. First man there, and he induces the fair catch call.
Big Travis Arena. He's doing a nice job on the right side of that defensive line for Saddleback, making Jake Retzlaff realize that this is not going to be as easy as maybe Riverside. Although Tom Kraft, he'll never tell you it's going to be easy, especially coming into play.
No.
A program like Saddleback. And Saddleback defensively was tough in their first 2 games.
That's a hold.
Gets away with it, no flag. Retzlaff on the scramble.
That's a terrible no call. And there's two referees looking at it. I don't understand here.
That is 2 referees looking at it. Jay Drury and the umpire, Michael Lay, were both right there.
I'm trying to figure out what they're looking at because we're looking at a clear hold.
I see a big handful of jersey.
There's 2 guys holding one dude, and he's trying to split the middle.
3:09 to go. First down throw was good to Roshan Lacey. Out to the 30, gain of about 11. Retzlaff, little sidearm, Patrick Mahone swing to the big tight end, Wyatt McClure. That's the 4th time they've run that play in this quarter, this time to the right side, and McClure gets 11 yards on it this time because he's tough to tackle for a defensive back out there on the edge.
Tough to tackle for a linebacker.
He's a good-sized kid.
McClure sounds like a tight end.
He does. It is a tight end. He's 6'3", 245. He's out of Huntington Beach Marina High School.
Sounds like a tight end or cowboy.
First down at the 41 on their own side of the field, Riverside. Hands off again, going with the breaking tackles. Nicely done. Robert Valentine, the running back by committee process continues for Riverside City as Valentine comes in after Bryce Strong, Jaquez Jones, and now on his turn in the rotation, busts off a run.
Now
29 yards.
It's Riverside starting to find their footing offensively, and we're already down 14-3. You're within striking distance, but if the Tigers are able to put one in the end zone here at the end of the first half, it's going to be pretty deflating for Saddleback.
Retzlaff looking to the end zone.
Yeah,
they're going to get a hold on the defensive side before he got there.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. You're going to see a jersey tug at the end of this play.
Valentine's run took it down to the Saddleback 28-yard line.
You see the jersey tug here on the replay.
Oh, yeah.
That's the correct play. That's the correct call, excuse me.
Jake was going for older brother Reggie Retzlaff there. Reggie's still without a catch, and we're almost at halftime. 1:52 to go here in.
Now, did they call defensive pass interference?
I believe that's a hold, 10-yard holding penalty.
Okay,
yep.
So holding is correct because I don't know if this ball is catchable.
Right, he got him on the hold.
No, it's definitely catchable. Upon further review. Yeah. That's a good play.
Nice little inside.
Stringing that one out.
Yeah, they didn't have anything going there. That was Norian Espadron, the younger of the 2 Espadron brothers. His older brother Norbert has 2 touchdowns in the game, the only 2 touchdowns of the game. So it's a gain of about 3, 2nd and 7 for Riverside. Minute 25. Time is not a problem. 2 timeouts left for both teams. Retzlaff out of the gun. Empty backfield. Throwing down the middle. And it's coming. Another pick. Oh, but he drops it just beautiful. Came over on the weak side coverage.
That's a great job of recovery, but he got to make the play.
He had it in his hands. Retzlaff thought he had the easy 6 to Lacey.
Look at that. Oh, he has it. He breaks up the play, has a pick, and unable to haul it in. That's one hell of a defensive effort. Saddleback.
I couldn't pick up the number, but it was
I
think it was James McDonald. But they go to Valentine on the draw. He gets about, it's going to be
close.
near the first down. Yeah, we'll see where they spotted. They got it foot down at the 9.
And he needed the 8.
Yep, so it's going to be 4th and short with 59 seconds in the clock running, so we're under a minute. Time really not a factor. There will be a timeout here by Riverside.
Yeah, they're going to keep their options alive here, and that's a good call. I think you got to kick the field goal to get that field goal back, go in by a couple of scores, but, what do I know?
Well, we thought that Saddleback might go for 6 points down here, and they went for the field goal to get on the board. So,
yeah, well, this game is not out of hand yet.
No, this is a game.
The Tigers have just not been very good in terms of taking care of the football. 3 turnovers in this first half. You got a couple picks, and then the fumble by Retzlaff. Now, upon further review, probably not a fumble. Looked like he was down, but it was pretty bang, and it goes in favor of the Bobcats. And, well, they're within 2 scores. And a whole half of football to play, but still got to do your job here and finish the possession defensively.
14-3 Riverside. We'll see what Tom Kraft decides to do on 4th and solid yard. And they've been running multiple running backs. Robert Valentine featured on this series.
It's a double-edged sword here because if, with a lot of upside, because if you don't really need the momentum, you have a 2-score lead, and I think they're going to bring out the field goal unit. Let's say you were to go for it and eventually get in the end zone.
Yep.
There's a lot of momentum and really deflating for Saddleback, and this is a win for Saddleback if they can keep it in 3. Who knows?
Merrick went on for the field goal. He's 3 for 3 on the year. 26-yarder is good. Yep. So he gets the 26-yarder is good for 3 to give the Tigers a 17-3 lead with 48 seconds to go here in the first half. Saddleback has 2 timeouts. They probably need some kind of a return before Kerry Kraft would want to get aggressive.
Yeah, Coach Kraft probably not going to take very many chances here. I think going in at the end of this half, considering how poor offensively you've been for much of this first half. You'll go in down by 14 versus maybe making it worse.
Jacob Marroquin, he's a sophomore out of Santiago High in Corona, is 16 for 16 on extra points, 4 for 4 on field goals. Special teams doing well.
Mark, you make a good point, though. It's going to be predicated on this return. So I think it's essential if you're the kicker and the special teams unit for Riverside, you have to make sure this ends up in the end zone.
Now, Marroquin's last kickoff did not. He kicked it out of bounds. So,
well, if they kick it out of bounds, 2 timeouts left. Now you're within striking
then you can get
distance.
aggressive. So we'll see what happens on this kick. He gets a little bit more into it. It's a line driver at the 3, though, and it's going to be returnable.
An opportunity.
Breaks to the outside. On the edge, he's going to take it all the way out to the 33-yard line.
That's a heck of a run there. A great job. We'll see it here at the field level. Get to the edge.
Jordan Smith.
And that's called finishing the run right there.
Jordan Smith on the return for Saddleback doing a nice job. A return of about 30 yards from the 3 out to the 34.
31.
So, yep, so 31 yards officially on the return. 39 seconds for the Bobcats offense from their own 34. They trail 17-3.
I don't know if they're in a position here to make a play. I think
it's a little too close. I mean, yeah, we'll see what they do on first down. If they can get 15 yards out of this, then I guess you can get aggressive. Henderson's got time. Now he's flushed out, rolls right, looking, throwing down the field. And receivers are out of bounds. Defenders are out of bounds, but there's a flag coming in. He was forced. They're going to get
it's going to be a hold.
Talib Salahuddin the defensive back for Riverside, I believe, and they're going to get him. Did he get?
Yeah, he's shoving his man out of bounds. Now, that's not a catchable ball, but earlier in that route, there was a lot of contact made defensively, and that's why this one's going the other way.
Yeah, Daniel Stokes was out there.
We hear it from the field.
Yep. And it's going to be a first down out to the 49-yard line, so it was the 15-yard pass interference.
Mark, you saw the kicker for Saddleback in warm-ups, and you
in the direction Saddleback is going, I saw him make a
leg.
63-yarder. I mean, and he made it fairly easily. It probably would have been good from about 67. So he's got a leg. That's warm-ups with nobody rushing you, but he's got the leg. Anything inside of 58, I think. Oh, well, that's going to probably take that out of the equation, as Gage Summers does a great job chasing down Ryan Henderson, who was rolling out of the pocket after being flushed. And
that's one heck of a job of shooting the gap and making a play.
Well, he's their leading tackler, Gage Summers, and he did a great job
with good
there.
Reason.
Came over and just wrapped up around the ankles. Nice play by the all-league selection returning for Riverside, Gage Summers. And
if you're Henderson, you got to get rid of the football a couple times in this first half. Bailed out by a late hit call, but right now, in that you cannot take a sack in that spot. Just get rid of the football. Try to get the ball back to the line of scrimmage, or at least out of bounds, being outside of the tackle box. And well, it's 2nd and 20 ball now on the Saddleback 39, and this can be a tall order. Put 8 points on the board at the end of the first half.
Henderson's 5 out of 12 for 73 yards here in the first half. 1 interception. Been under pressure. They've been rolling it out of the pocket. That time, though, he was just flushed, and Summers got him sacked. I think now they're going to throw the inside screen, and, well, he's coming back across the field. Stokes, that could have been a horse collar, but I don't think they're going to get that call that far behind the line of scrimmage. And that should end the first half.
That should do it for the second quarter.
Yep. So we're going to go to halftime here at Saddleback Stadium with Riverside City leading Saddleback 17-3 here on SoCalCollegeSports.com and the Coast Sports Network. Mark Spinn along with Mike Cepeda will be back with the second half. Give you an update on the first half statistics, and see if that high-powered Riverside City offense and Jake Retzlaff get on track, or if that Saddleback defense says, welcome to reality. Yeah. All right, 17-3 at halftime. That's our score, Riverside over Saddleback. Welcome back to Saddleback Stadium here in Mission Viejo, California. Halftime where Riverside City leads the host Saddleback Bobcats 17-3 in this non-conference game. Surprisingly close score in the first half, with Riverside City coming in, lighting it up for 630 yards and 60 points a game coming into this matchup. And Saddleback's defense has done a great job of stopping them overall thus far and forcing Jake Retzlaff into an interesting first half where he was a little bit off the whole half. He was 15 out of 28 for 161 yards, 2 touchdowns, but also 2 interceptions. Jaquez Jones was their leading rusher. He had 10 attempts for 68 yards. And Norbert Espadron had 3 receptions and 2 touchdowns, longest of, he had 73 total yards and a 49-yard touchdown pass from Jake Retzlaff, and then he also scored again on another touchdown pass from Retzlaff in the first quarter. Those were the 2 touchdowns from Riverside. Saddleback, Ryan Henderson, 6 out of 13 for 66 yards, 1 interception. Jamar Farrell had 11 carries for 23 yards, had a long of 21 late in the first half when Saddleback would look like they might be able to get into a one-possession game. Offensively, total offense for Riverside.
Yeah, Riverside pretty disappointing in that first half. Almost 300 yards in that first half.
Yeah, 296.
Well, you have the three turnovers. You have 2 interceptions and the fumble by Retzlaff. For a player that's put up almost 1,000 yards over 2 games in the first couple weeks in the SCFA, it's a pretty subpar performance in this first half, and you have to wonder what kind of regression to the mean we're going to see in the second half of the response from Retzlaff out of halftime. And you're going to have a pretty good indication of what kind of paint came off the walls at halftime in that locker room for Riverside based on what the defense is going to do on the opening possession offensive. Remember, it was Riverside winning the coin toss, but they elected to keep
took the ball. Yeah.
And they proceeded to go 3 and out. The defense has been stellar in this first half for Saddleback.
Especially James McDonald, defensive back, 12 total tackles to lead all players for Saddleback, leading all players on both teams. He's been everywhere on the field. Lewis Stokes also defensively doing a great job for Saddleback. Lewis Blunt, had 4 tackles total, 3 solo. James McDonald with 7 solo tackles, 4 assisted, 11 total. Just doing a great job in the Saddleback secondary, making life difficult for Jake Retzlaff. And who figured that coming in? Well, maybe Saddleback. And defensive coordinator Derek Watkins, Coach Kerry Crabb, they were worried about their defensive secondary was depleted with some injuries and so forth, but everyone is stepping up, and Austin McKinney doing a great job knocking balls away in the secondary as well, making life difficult for Jake Retzlaff.
Yeah, the defense has not been the problem in the first half. First half is really the quarterback play and the reads or the lack thereof by Henderson. And, well, at what point are we going to see the freshman from Minnesota, Brandon Burwald, who's been – we see him on the screen right now. He is warming up. It looks like he's starting to maybe lick his chops, get ready to display his talents here in this second half. But it's up to Coach Crabb, and, he's still trying to figure out his situation at quarterback. And I think, if you're Saddleback, the defense will carry you only so far. You have to find an identity at the most important position on the field.
Yeah, Ryan Henderson, in case you're just joining us, started in place of D'Artagnan Masio, who had been the starter the first 2 games for Saddleback. Coach Crabb elected to make the move to Ryan Henderson for this game, a little bit more run-pass option, but he's been a little vanilla in his reads in the run-pass option, and the RPO has not been working like Coach Crabb probably had hoped. Maybe, this second half he can get untracked, and he's got that first half underneath his belt, and now he can get in a groove and kind of make some more reads and take advantage of the opportunities that he missed in the first half.
Well, Saddleback is going to have the ball first. When we come back, here's SoCalCollegeSports.com's continuing coverage, SCFA Football Week 3 on the Coast Sports Network.
Just about set for the second half kickoff. Riverside City will be kicking to Saddleback. Saddleback will get the ball trailing 17-3 as we start the third quarter here at Saddleback Stadium. 2-0 Riverside, ranked number 2 in the state of California, ranked number 4 nationally by JC Gridiron. Having a tough time with the 1-1 Bobcats. And we'll see if Saddleback elects to stay with Ryan Henderson after we get it kicked off here to start the second half. Jacob Mariquin. Mark Spin along with Mike Zepeda, SoCalCollegeSports.com and the Coast Sports Network. Kick goes into the end zone. It will be brought out by Saddleback. They're going aggressive right off the bat. A big hit up at the 25-yard line. But Saddleback had some momentum from 5 yards deep in the end zone. Brings it out to the 34. Jack St. Fleur on the return for Saddleback.
St. Fleur gets decleated on that one.
He got
that's grounds for highlight of the week right there.
And Henderson trots out at quarterback, so Saddleback sticks with Ryan Henderson, playing in place of D'Artagnan Masio, the starter for the first 2 games for the Bobcats. Out of the shotgun. Henderson, 3-step drop, under pressure. He's going to get sacked back at the 22-yard line. Riverside doing an outstanding job collapsing the pocket. Henderson tried to step up, but the defensive line, number 91.
Yeah, the space got gobbled up in a hurry, and you see the pressure up front. Well, if it's not like we could predict the future, but I think we said at halftime, how was the defense going to respond out of the first half intermission? We see it right there.
Loss of 4 on the sack.
Big hits right there, and that looked to me like a helmet-to-helmet.
No flag down. It brings up 3rd and 14. Alex Navarro Silva had the sack on first down.
That's a good no call. It was helmet to chest, and, well, are we moving the football forward?
Just bringing it back to the spot. It'll be 3rd and 14 for Saddleback from their own 21-yard line.
3rd and long, and expect Riverside to pin their ears back. They haven't really blitzed much.
They've gotten good pressure without the blitz on these first 2 plays of the third quarter to bring up the 3rd and long. Henderson, 3-step drop out of the gun. He's got some time this time. Looks down the sideline to Daniel Stokes. Looked like he might have been being held there along the sideline.
No, I think it's just a ball
Jalen
that's
Carter, nope.
Ball that's out
good
of
coverage.
reach. Yeah.
Good coverage.
I don't know if it was good coverage because it looked like the receiver definitely had a step. The throw just not there, and it's a quick 3-and-out to start this third quarter for the Bobcats.
And that brings on Dylan Widner, who did an excellent job of keeping field position in Saddleback's favor to make it a little bit more difficult for Jake Retzleff and the offense of Riverside City. 5 punts in the first half for Widner. Here's his 6th of the game. A little bit of a wobbler. Only gets out to midfield where it's fair caught. And Saddleback will end up having to give Riverside a short field. Riverside will start at its own 49-yard line after the fair catch by Johnny Allo.
I think the big thing is that the kicks are high enough and don't allow for much of a return from Riverside. I don't know if we've seen one in the return game this evening for the Tigers.
We'll see what kind of fire Tom Kraft lit underneath the offense of Riverside City, which is not performed like they had in the first 2 weeks. Saddleback's defense a lot to do with that. Straight up the middle with Bryce Strong to open up the second half. A gain of about 2. 2nd and 8 for Riverside City. 14 minutes to go here in the second half, or third quarter. Just starting the second half. Strong in the backfield alongside Retzleff out of the gun. They fake it to him. He's looking deep for his brother Reggie. Nice coverage there. They're going to get a flag there. Reggie Retzleff did not have a catch in the first half. Their leading receiver, the older brother of Jake. They went deep to him there, trying to get him involved. Came into the game with 14 catches and 4 touchdowns. Shut out.
Replay here, and we're on the weak side, but you can kind of tell that the arm is extended there. That's a clear flag from 2 referees who saw it.
Nico Walker gets called for the PI. That brings the ball down to the Saddleback 39-yard line. First down for Riverside City. And you can tell they want to get Reggie Retzleff involved. Get his younger brother coordinated with him again because they were a dynamic
and they're shading
brotherhood.
The safety over that side, and that sets up one-on-one on the bottom.
Strong bounces outside after being, they're going to get a horse
That's a
collar
hold.
tackle.
No, it's the hold.
I think we're going to get 2. I think we're going to have a hold on Riverside and then a horse collar tackle on the Bobcats on the tackle on the outside.
Did you see 2 flags out there?
I did, yeah. The side judge threw in a flag. It looked like Johnny Allo, number 24. Got a horse collar.
If that's a horse collar, that's pretty weak. Are these going to be offsetting is the question.
Let's see what they've got.
No foul on the defense.
Excellent pickup, Mike Cepeda. There was not a horse collar. Saddleback's bench kind of exploded when the flag got dropped, so they waved that off, but there was a hold on Riverside City, as you pointed out, so that's going to bring up first and 22 back at midfield.
There was a definite grab of the shoulder pad, but the player did a good job of not getting his hand into the horse collar and getting the penalty.
That's where the officials did a nice job of working together. Pass over to the middle to Espadron, favorite target thus far with 4 receptions, including 2 touchdowns.
Dangerous throw here, another off-the-mark throw from Retzlaff. And nearly picked off the 3rd time. Bobcats looking for the hat trick. And picks on the evening. 2nd and forever.
Retzlaff, time over the middle. That's a nice throw to Espadron right there. He's been the favorite target. They've done a nice job of taking away Reggie Retzlaff, as we said, the leading receiver for Riverside City, the older brother of Jake, coming into the game. But the Espadron brothers, the older brother there, that's Norbert, number 9.
Yep.
5 catches now, including 2 touchdowns. 1st and 10 at the 39. Retzlaff rolling right. He's got time. He's looking back across the field, deep down the middle again to Espadron.
That's a great defensive
nice
job made.
Job right there on defense.
McKinney again.
Yeah, Austin McKinney has been a great job on breaking up passes and disrupting those deeper shots down the middle.
Sets up 4th down, and after the big play.
4th and 9 from the 39-yard line.
Watch here on replay. Another great play made defensively.
Austin McKinney has been doing a fantastic job.
He has been the highlight of the defense for the Bobcats. Now it's time for the offense to shine. And
Jared Campbell on for his 4th punt of the evening, something Saddleback is happy to see. Good. Jake Thomas back. Simeon Martin on the fair catch. Number 10, not number 19.
Henderson getting
makes
ready
the fair
to
catch.
Take
Simeon
the field
Martin
again here.
There we go. 1st and 10 at the 10, their own 10. 12:48 to play here in the 3rd quarter. 17-3 Riverside City, 2-0 on the season. This is their first venture outside of their temporary home this year, Ramona High School, where they played their first 2 games, defeating Mount San Jacinto and Long Beach City College. Convincingly, both games, scored a lot of points, gave up points.
You know, the final score of that Mount San Jacinto game, very misleading. That was a game where the Eagles...
It was a 1-possession game in the 3rd quarter.
In the 3rd quarter.
Yeah.
The Eagles were right there, and then, it pretty much fell off a cliff, whether it be fatigue or...
Henderson bobbles the snap, and now he's going to get driven back to about the 1-yard line.
Yeah,
it won't be a safety.
He's going to get forward progress.
Yeah.
But that's, again, you just can't be in that position or put yourself in that position. You have to get rid of the football.
The snap was a little off, but it was one that Ryan probably should have had. It went to his left. He kind of backhanded it.
Yeah, you got to throw it at the feet of your receiver. You have a running back in the backfield. Look, he has Jamari Farrell. Throw it at his feet.
Yeah.
And now you're backed up in very precarious territory.
Yeah, they mark it at the 2, so it's going to be 2nd and 18 from their own 2-yard line. Retzlaff out of the gun with Farrell. Handoff straight up the middle. Jamari does a nice job to get a couple yards out to the 4-yard line.
A little breathing room, but they need the 20-yard line, and it's, 3rd and a steep hill.
3rd and 16, yeah. It's and a short field awaits for Riverside City if the Bobcats can't get some significant yardage here on 3rd down on their first possession of the second half. 11:42 now. Saddleback taking their time, something that Kerry Kraft said that they would do throughout the game. Then they went tempo. Now they're taking their time a little bit, trying to get Ryan Henderson settled into it, I think. And there's Farrell off tackle. Gets it out to the 10 to the original line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 4th down and a punt for the Bobcats. Dylan Widner will come on for the 2nd time this quarter. And Riverside's defense doing a nice job of keeping Saddleback from taking advantage of the chance to get to within, one score in this game. They're down 17-3. They've had multiple possessions where points would have gotten them to within one score. Widner again looking to try and push the Tigers into, a big booming kick. That goes all the way back to the 45-yard line.
That's a
carries
great punt.
52 yards in the air, downed immediately there by Saddleback. That's a big kick in a key situation by Widner.
And luckily for Riverside, it takes a very Tiger-friendly bounce, going back the other way.
Straight up and back towards midfield, but still, it got him out of Saddleback territory, and Jake Retzlaff and company will have to work for it a little bit from their own 43, 1st and 10, 17-3 Riverside City, 10:53 to go here in the third quarter at Saddleback Stadium. Riverside City trying to justify that high ranking. They go off. Jaquez Jones, again, the rotating running backs. They start with Bryce Strong, then they go to Jaquez Jones, probably Robert Valentine in the next series if form holds true, and Jones gets about 2. It'll be 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9, they're going to call it at the 44. And Saddleback's defense has got an answer for much of what Riverside is trying to do. Retzlaff, play action, deep drive to his brother Reggie. Again, good coverage. They've done a great job of running with Reggie Retzlaff and not enabling him to break free as he has for the last couple of weeks. Gushikin on the coverage there.
Gushikin step for step with Retzlaff and obviously trying to get him going, and they had an opportunity one-on-one, but again, terrific coverage by the secondary of this Bobcat squad.
That's the third ball they've tried to get to Reggie Retzlaff here in the third quarter, and 3 incompletions. All right, 3rd and 9. Retzlaff sidearms it, kind of falling backwards. Nice pass out there to Rashawn Lacey.
Another sidearm effort, and is he going to be short of the first down? I think he is.
See that? They spot him well short. 2 yards short. They're just over midfield at the Saddleback 49. It'll be 4th and 2 if Riverside City decides to go. Tom Kraft looks like he is inclined to do just that in plus territory. So it's 4th and 2. Big play for the Bobcats defense right here.
Expect the hard count here. You've seen him play early in the play clock, get down to 10 seconds.
Out of the pistol. Handoff straight up the middle. Nice, strong run there by Jaquez Jones.
Yep.
He gets a gain of about 7, and that'll move the chains. It'll be first down for Riverside City at the Saddleback 42-yard line. The drive continues.
Great push up front by the interior offensive line.
Yeah, well, they've got LaFrance, Wyatt McClure, Ed Riley.
Yeah, Alan Rennie. Rennie really spearheading that run, route to the first down for the Tigers.
Experience, size, talent on the front line. They not only give Jake Retzlaff time to throw, but they clear out some running lanes for these running backs by committee. And they hand it off again to Jaquez Jones, and he's going to get about 4 straight up the middle before he's hit hard by several Bobcats. First one there on the scene is DeFries Serenitman. Hiram DeFries Serenitman. Nice, strong hit by Hiram. And also one of the great names in community college football. Hiram DeFries Serenitman. Makes a nice tackle there to limit the gain to about 4. Second down, about 6. Retzlaff.
That's a hold.
The flag comes in. Now, underhand, Patrick Mahoming throws it out there for about a gain of 7, but I think it's going to be negated. Threw it to
Retzlaff showing
Bankole
off.
Ayanade.
Yeah, this is
coming back.
For sure.
So it'll remain second down, but it's going to be about second and, let's see where they end up spotting it.
Yeah, Retzlaff showing off the arsenal here, but.
Yeah, that was a pretty, creative play by Retzlaff. And they're going to spot it at the 48, so that's going to make it 2nd and 16 now. They need to get to the 32.
I wonder if tonight is a case of the Tigers maybe looking ahead to next week. A huge matchup in the SCFA, a rematch of the SCFA championship a year ago. at Golden West.
Nice throw there, and nice catch by Espadron. He's been the favorite target as they've taken away Reggie Retzlaff. Absolutely,
The former
Mike,
school of
right,
Jake Retzlaff. So
where they split last year with Retzlaff at quarterback. They went 1-1, but Riverside won the one that counted in the Southern California Regional to spoil Golden West's perfect season.
We'll have that coverage for you here on SoCalCollegeSports.com and the Co Sports Network. Noon kickoff next week.
Daytime football. Nothing like it. All right.
Nothing like it, especially aesthetically, from a camera standpoint. The lighting is terrific.
3rd and 4. I don't look good in any kind of lighting, so it's timeout taken by Riverside City. Tom Kraft trying to figure out what they want to do on 3rd and 4. 7:33 to go here in the third quarter. 17-3. Riverside City leads Saddleback. We'll be right back. It's 3rd and about 4 for Riverside City. I wonder if they're going to look for Wyatt McClure on that little tight end flanker play that they ran successfully in the second quarter a few times. 3rd and 4, empty backfield. Jones was in motion. They throw over to him on the sideline. He's wide open, no coverage, blown coverage by Saddleback there. Jaquez Jones.
Nobody went with him.
Nobody went with him. He went in motion. Nobody stayed out there on the flank.
He goes in motion. Nobody follows him, and this is pitch and catch. This is a pretty vanilla zone there from the Saddleback defense. You got to attack a little bit more. They've been so good here tonight. Have some faith.
First down at the 24-yard line. Nice play there.
That's a great
Saddleback
play.
Does good penetration to come in.
Indeed. That first man there, Emil Ventura.
5'11", 310 pounds out of Laguna Hills. 2nd and 10 from the 24. Riverside goes tempo. Flag down. Retzlaff throws over the middle. It's caught there by Roshan Lacey.
This one's coming back. Looked like a hold.
There is a flag down. The gain was good down to the 3-yard line to Roshan Lacey. We'll see what the flag is. Illegal substitution on the Bobcats.
Oh.
So they got a player coming off late, did not get off the field in time.
That's a good job by Retzlaff recognizing
Yeah,
that.
the
Get
tempo.
the snap off.
Yep. Nice throw and catch there.
RCC got away with one there. There was definite hold on.
I think that was Retzlaff's best throw of the night right there.
No doubt.
Just a dart in stride to Roshan Lacey, who's been one of his favorite targets in these first 2 games into tonight. That's the 3rd catch of the night for Roshan. They hand it off there. 26 is Bryce Strong back in. Valentine back in there now on the running backs by committee. They've had Bryce Strong, they've had Jaquez Jones, and then they've had Robert Valentine. Using a lot of different backs in different situations, mostly in rotating platoons per drive. Second and goal at the 2. Handoff inside there to Robert Valentine. He walks in for the touchdown straight ahead. Big push by the offensive line of Riverside City, and they get the touchdown on the ground. Look at that blocking up front by the big fellas.
It's a good job finishing the block up front there by the Riverside offensive line.
Anthony LaFrance is the bell cow, as they say amongst that group, to steal Keith Jackson's line.
Yeah, Brody Schlaffe as well.
They've got so much talent up there. Merrick went on for the extra point, 16 for 16 on the season, 17 for 17 on the season, and it's now 24-3. Riverside City leads Saddleback here, 6:09 to go in the third quarter. Bobcats will have the ball when we come back here on the SoCalCollegeSports.com Coast Sports Network. Welcome back to Saddleback Stadium. 6:09 to play here in the third quarter. Riverside City, the visitors, leading Saddleback 24-3 after that short touchdown run by Robert Valentine. 8 carries, 47 yards, and a touchdown. Kickoff from Mariquin into the end zone. Saddleback determined to take one out. They must see something on special teams. Jordan Smith trying to get outside. He'll get out to the 22 where he's wrapped up there, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bobcats, trailing now by 3 touchdowns. Ryan Henderson and company with their work cut out for him. Will we see a quarterback change here? Who knows?
Well, I don't see 16 out there anymore.
No.
Did they go back to D'Artagnan?
They went to D'Artagnan Masio, the 6'5 freshman out of Capistrano Valley High School, is the South Coast League most valuable player, starter for the first 2 games. He's now taken over for Ryan Henderson, who got the start tonight. And Masio, straight up the middle on a scramble, he picks up about 3. Went for the slide. They marked that where he starts the slide, not where he finishes it. So D'Artagnan gets him out to 2nd and 7.
So pretty decisive read early on there by Masio, who, as you've pointed out, Mark, it was his job to lose, and he lost it after the first 2 weeks. And see if Masio can maybe put one in the storybooks for Saddleback in a big-time comeback opportunity against the Tigers and defending SCFA champs.
He had a couple of touchdown throws in their victory over Glendale in week 1. Little flare pass outside to Kenny Massanero is in the lineup there in the backfield. It's not Jamari Farrell. They've got
great
Kenny
poise here from
Massanero.
Masio. Look at that. He just has a man in the flat, takes what the defense gives him. You get good blocking on the outside. It's a chunk play for the Bobcats, and they move the chains.
Out to the 42-yard line, a pickup of 17 on that to Kenny Massanero. Manacero. Pardon my pronunciation. Kenny Manacero. They fake it to him. Now he goes deep, looking way down the field to Zachary Roebuck. Incomplete. Had the deep pass, but good coverage back there by Riverside City's Damon Stewart on the coverage.
And I wonder if that was a route that was maybe supposed to break out towards the boundary.
Yeah, the ball certainly was thrown with intent to a spot.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Roebuck didn't take that route. All right, it's 2nd and 10 from the 42. Saddleback trying to keep this going. They trail by 3 scores, 24-3, 4:55 to go in the third quarter. Masio, well, that was just Daniel Stokes not looking back in time, or Masio expecting him to look for the back shoulder throw, but he turned in and the ball went to the sideline.
Yeah, he tried to throw a receiver open there. The receiver not really ready to get it on the break.
No, it looked like Masio thought it was going to be a back shoulder thing at the sideline, and Daniel Stokes turned in.
Yeah.
And I think that one went to Tom Kraft on the sideline. All right.
So more miscommunication between Masio and his receivers.
3rd and 10. Yeah, 2 straight plays. Masio with time. Steps and throws, well, that was going nowhere to anybody except possibly Riverside because there was excellent coverage out on the side.
Flag on the field. That was a free play. We're going to get offsides.
Andrew Canson had great coverage out on the side for Riverside, but negated by the offside call. So Saddleback lives to 3rd down again.
Live to fight another down, and we'll repeat 3rd down. It's 3rd and 5, and this could be 2-down territory up at midfield. If they can get this to midfield, I see them going for it on 4th.
Manacero in the backfield. Masio from the gun. Crossing route nicely thrown there to Simeon Martin. 1st down for the Bobcats. Nice crossing route to Simeon Martin. Hit him in stride across midfield. Takes it down to the Riverside 41. They'll mark it, push it back to the 43 now. Yeah. And it's 1st and 10 Saddleback at the Riverside 43. Something going.
Going tempo. Cut back.
Manacero trying to get outside. Breaks a couple of tackles, still going. Makes something out of the proverbial nothing as he got down to about the 40-yard line.
I think this is going to be illegal substitution. So tit for tat here in terms of illegal substitutions. This one's going to go against Riverside. Masio going tempo, and Riverside late to get out the field.
Kenny Manacero did a nice job turning into what was going to be a no gain into 3 or 4 yards, but 5 yards for free, and it remains first down now for the Bobcats.
Yeah, you definitely take the 5 yards.
Oh, sure. And so now it's
Negate
down
the
to
run.
39-yard line now. 1st and 5. Manacero in the backfield with Masio. Fakes it to him. Now he's got a receiver deep on the side. Oh, good coverage coming over quickly. That was Marcel Taylor coming over. They were trying to get it down to Simeon Martin again, and it looked like he had found a soft spot in that zone or on the left side, but the play very quickly coming over by Marcel Taylor knocked it away just in time. The free safety did what he's supposed to do, come over and cover that.
If you're Josh Allen or Justin Herbert, you got the howitzer at your disposal. That's probably one that gets home.
Yeah.
But
that's what it would have taken, most likely. Absolutely. All right, here we go. It's 2nd and 5 now. Still 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard penalty on first down. Fake again to Manacero. They throw out to Simeon Martin again, becoming a favorite target here on this drive of Masio. Short gain.
It picks up 4.
So they're going to move the chains? No, they're going to give him a great spot, and they say move the chains. Yeah, I didn't think he got that far down either, but they're going to spot it as a first down. So it is Saddleback 1st and 10 now at the call it the 38 of Riverside. Again, tempo. Manacero breaks outside. Oh, great saving tackle there.
Shoelaces.
By Penny Masiva. Yeah, gosh, he got, that was an ankle wrap-up because otherwise Manacero looked like he had sideline and daylight ahead for the end zone.
Yeah, we'll see it here on the replay.
Yeah, that saved a big gain. All right, 2nd and 10 now after no gain on the great tackle by Masiva. Incomplete, intended out in the flat there for, Daniel Stokes. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Bobcats. Things stalling here after a little bit of momentum, but still time to turn it around. They are in Riverside territory.
3rd and 10 or 2nd and 10?
It's 3rd down now because their tackle on
that's
Manacero
right.
first down.
Right.
Yeah, so there you're in completion. So we're at 3rd and 10, 3:16 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 24-3, Riverside City leads Saddleback here at Saddleback Stadium.
This is 2-down territory now.
You would have to think. So Masio comes on in relief, getting of his old job, throws a little swing pass out in the flat, and that's going nowhere. They're trying to free up Manacero because he can make some plays, but that's just great defense there by Saddleback in the flat.
DeMarco
Moore comes out of the outside linebacker spot to make the wrap-up tackle on Manacero. So now it makes it 4th and 11.
Right
4th and 12 even. But Kerry Kraft does not hesitate.
Yeah, Kraft's got to go for it here.
Yeah, Kerry Kraft says we are going because, Connor's got the leg. I mean, he could hit it from here, but they're not going to try a field goal because 3 points really doesn't mean anything when you're down 21 in the 3rd quarter. Masio throws again to the flat to Manacero. He's knocked out of bounds nicely, quickly, easily by DeMarco Moore once again. And it's a very short gain, not good enough for the first down. They'll turn it over on downs. Riverside City takes over. See where they're going to spot it after the short gain to Manacero. It's Riverside City 1st and 10 at their own 37. And Jake Retzlaff and company will come back on and see if they can extend this lead. It hasn't been all that pretty for the Riverside City offense. Saddleback's defense has done a nice job. Retzlaff is 20 out of 36 for 223 yards, 2 touchdowns, but also 2 interceptions. And again, to me, the story on the offensive side is they've taken away Reggie Retzlaff completely. No catches yet for Reggie, his favorite target coming into the game. They hand it off straight up the middle, keeping those fresh legs with that running back by committee. That's worked very well so far. They've got 3 interchangeable backs who come in and do a nice job. And now we have another one in the game, Donovan Harvey. That's his first carry on the night. So Tom Kraft goes even further down the depth chart at running back. Must be nice to have that much depth. Just plug and play a whole bunch of guys who can get yards for you. Minute 45 to go. They hand it off again to Harvey. He goes straight up the middle running hard, gets about 4. It's going to bring up third and short, maybe a yard and a half. Minute and a half to go in the third quarter, 24-3, visiting Riverside City, number 4 in the nation. They go quick. Oh, and Jake Retzlaff tried to quarterback sneak it from under center, and Saddleback was ready for it. They're going to stop him short depending on the spot. He reached over the pile. The ball got knocked loose after his forward progress had been stopped. Let's see where they spot it. It's going to be close. They're probably going to have to measure.
I think he lost a yard.
He had about a yard and a half to go, and they're going to spot it. Yeah, they're going to have to bring the chains on. It's hard to tell from this angle.
It's definitely close enough for a measurement. Don't like the rule there, because if you're going to allow him a little bit more forward progress after initially his forward progress was stopped,
that should be a live ball.
It's either a live ball or you got to back him up to about the 40, 45. Let's look at it again here on the replay. He's going to get jammed up. There's going to be a great push defensively.
Yeah, great push up the middle.
Okay, so, his progress is stopped at the 46. He should not have the first down. I think with the spot, I think he has it.
Chad Nushi, one of the Saddleback defenders, making that big push at the front to stop that. Yeah. They got it by the nose of the football.
That's a terrible spot.
Yeah.
Again, the rule is, and this is to prevent injury. If forward progress is stopped, there shouldn't be no more forward progress going, and they give them a spot after the initial containment. So, new set of downs for the Tigers and a chance to run out the third quarter.
The strangest thing of all was seeing Jake Retzlaff under center on the play. Probably the first time he's done that since like Pop Warner football.
Doesn't happen very often.
No, under a minute to go here in the third. It's first down at the 42, Riverside on their side of the 50, trying to get into Bobcats territory and extend this lead. 24-3, Retzlaff out of the gun this time where he's much more comfortable. Slings one there. Again, short yardage, but Saddleback's defense taking away the deep stuff. And they make a nice stop right there very quickly on Donovan Harvey, who's in on this series at running back. Retzlaff now 21 out of 37. Just has not looked quite as easy. Well, it wasn't easy against Mount San Jacinto or against Long Beach City College, but it was much more in rhythm for Riverside City in those games. And credit Derek Watkins and Kerry Crabb and the Saddleback defense for coming up with a way to slow down the 600-yard-a-game offense. There's a beautiful underhand sling. That was a sidearm submarine special by Retzlaff. That's a special throw. He got it out in the flat after being pressured. Watch that little underneath thing he does there. That's a pretty play. He got to his utility receiver, Cam Lafua. First catch of the night for Cam. That's the thing about Riverside City. Between the running backs and the receivers, they've got 20 people who are going to touch the ball every game. That's a lot of weapons on offense. That's by design. Tom Kraft, one of the legends of community college football coaching, both at Palomar, where he won 3 national championships, and at Riverside now, where he's won another. We've reached the end of the third quarter here, Mike. So at the end of 3, we've got Riverside City 24, Saddleback 3. You're watching community college football on SoCalCollegeSports.com and the Coast Sports Network. We start the fourth quarter here at Saddleback College. 24-3, Riverside, 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line of Saddleback. Jake goes to Reggie. Oh, again, Saddleback has kept Reggie from getting any receptions thus far from his little brother. Retzlaff had
That's
designs.
a great job again.
Great job. Austin McKinney?
McKinney again?
Austin McKinney with the coverage. He's just been spot on defensively. And as we mentioned, kind of ad nauseum, Reggie Retzlaff came in with 14 catches, 4 touchdowns, the leading receiver on this high-powered Riverside offense, but little brother Jake just cannot get the ball to him because Saddleback is taken away. 2nd and 10. They hand it off straight up the middle on a draw play. Carson Rager comes in to get the gain there. Oh, that's 47. See, they run so many players out there, you just can't keep up with how many different players Riverside uses. Yeah, Cam Leofea now back in. He's like the 6th running back that Riverside has used throughout the game. They give it to him again. Leofea stacked up that time, get the first down. Short gain of about 2.5 was enough for the first down. It brings up first down at the Saddleback 22-yard line for Riverside. Just into the fourth quarter, 24-3, Riverside City leads Saddleback. Jake Retzlaff, 22 for 39, 243 yards. Far cry from his 500-yard games in the first 2 weeks where he averaged that, but still getting it done against a solid Saddleback defense. He keeps it that time on a run-pass option, and I don't know if that's really what he wanted to do. Thought he might get around the end and sneak one in there. Jake gets a gain of about 3. He actually came into the game as their leading rusher with 77 yards, which were basically all on scrambles because they had not really run the ball all that much in those first 2 games. Tonight, they've done a much better job on the ground, led by Jaquez Jones, who's got 81 yards thus far. One of 6 running backs that Riverside City has used thus far in the game. Jaquez Jones with 13 carries. I lost sight of the ball, Mike.
Well, we're going to see it on replay
Yeah,
here.
because the pillar in the press box got me there. Looked like he got outside for the touchdown, but it's one of those I couldn't see it.
Are they using our replay here?
Yeah, I hope they do. Let's see. Yeah, they faked it inside, and the ball, let's see. He got 1 foot in. Well, roll it forward a little further. And that was Reggie Retzlaff who finally gets on the board.
That's a good call.
Yeah, it looked like he got the foot inside. Great play fake there by Jake Retzlaff. Had one-on-one coverage.
Retzlaff to Retzlaff.
On the outside.
The connection able to. We'll play it again here for you.
Extra points up and good. 31-3 now. There it is again.
Foot down right there in the end zone.
There.
Touchdown. Ball
Yep.
across. He has it. Touchdown.
So Big Brother gets into the action.
He does.
Jake hits Reggie. As we mentioned, Reggie was a 2019 member of the team that won the national championship at Riverside City College as a freshman out of Corona Centennial. No football because of the pandemic in 2020. He was injured last year, so had a year left and has come back to play with brother Jake.
Start of the fourth quarter in Santa Clarita. College of the Canyons is just taking a 1-point lead, 24-23 over Fullerton. Dogfight in the SCFA. We have that coverage for you on SoCalCollegeSports.com and the Coast Sports Network. No problem for Ventura up at VC in the VC Sportsplex, 26-6 over El Camino.
All right. 13:01 to play. It's 31-3 now. It has not been that easy for Riverside as the score proverbially might indicate. But Saddleback remains game in it. They've returned every kick they've got a chance to do so, and they do it again there. And another player back there, Andre Whiteside, brings it out to the right about the 30-yard line. See where they mark it. They're going to spot.
return is good to the Bobcats 26-yard line. First down. D'Artagnan Lucio at quarterback. Kenny Massanero on the carry. Johnny Allo making the tackle. Gain is good to the 30. Lucio dropped for a loss of 1 on the play. 3rd and 7. Pass complete. Kenny Manacero on the reception. Gain of 2 on the play, 4th down. Dylan Widener. Punt. Norbert Espadron deep to return for the Titans.
That's an end-over-end kick, come up, fair caught at the 36-yard line by Riverside City. Norbert Espadron had a nice, solid, sure hands game on catches, fair catches, punts, 2 touchdown receptions in the first quarter to get Riverside City off to a 14-0 lead. It's been closer than that in terms of competition, but Riverside City has just pulled away here in the second half. Saddleback with no points here in the second half. They went into halftime trailing 17-3. Now 31-3. Riverside City, they've gone to the backup quarterback now. Ball's tipped away. Let me check the number on that. Yeah, they've made a change. Bud Burney has come in for Riverside City at quarterback. He's seen a little bit of action so far this season in relief of Jake Retzlaff. So Retzlaff will finish the night 23 out of 40, 259 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, which equals his season total, so it doubled it. So a good job by the Saddleback defense. I mean, it's hard to say that when, somebody throws for 260 yards and a couple of touchdowns, but they did do a nice job. And there's a big run off the outside. Robert Valentine, he's going to get run down at the 25-yard line, but that's a huge gain of about 42 yards. And it'll set up Riverside City at the Saddleback 25. Big run. First and 10, Riverside at the 25. 10.5 to play, 31-3. I think we're going to see a steady diet of more running backs from Riverside City. That's Elijah. And this one, folks, give me a chance on his name. Ugorji. Elijah Ugorji is in the game, carrying the ball now.
Expect a steady dose of run and expect our hourly to go up. Elijah's out of Rancho Verde High in Moreno Valley. He's a freshman. Well, you knew coming in Saddleback was going to have a tall order dispatching Riverside. Riverside up 31-3, a pretty dominant performance, but, maybe caught in that first half looking ahead to their opponent next week in the big showdown in the SCFA with Golden West now after today's win at Bakersfield, 3-0 on the season. So battle of undefeated. Somebody's O's got to go in week 4. The noon kickoff next week. Noon kickoff on SoCalCollegeSports.com. You'll definitely want to check that one out. That will be, and
see what kind of reception Jake gets from his former teammates. Yep. See what the Rustlers have to say about that one. Pass was incomplete. Brings up third down now. Bud Burney out of the shotgun. Throws a little back shoulder throw. Is going to be incomplete. And I'll bring up fourth down.
I'll say this. We've had a chance to cover Golden West now a couple games out of the first 2 weeks. RCC brings this type of performance or this level of performance to Golden West next week, and they're going to end up 3-1 after week 4. So expect some adjustments, and I'm sure Coach Kraft will coach them up. And
a little more focus. Yeah. But again, credit Saddleback for making this a little more difficult than maybe Riverside City had anticipated.
Absolutely. The defense, don't let the score fool you. The defense has really done their work here.
39-yard attempt from Mariquin.
3 turnovers in that first
Plenty
half.
Of leg.
That one looked good.
Yeah, he's right down the middle. He had 50-yard plus range during warm-ups as well, even into the wind, which is the direction he just kicked it there. So that's 3 more points for Riverside. They go up 34-3, 9:44 to play here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Welcome back to Saddleback Stadium. Mark Spen along with Mike Cepeda. 9:44 to go. Here's Riverside City leads Saddleback 34-3 in Mission Viejo. Riverside just got a field goal from Mariquin, 39-yarder. Saddleback has returned almost every kickoff. One went out of bounds, but besides that, they've been trying to get something going on special teams, and it looks like they will return this kick as well. And he's got some running room there. That's a nice return. See who Kerry Crabb put back there to take this kick as we got into the late stages of the fourth quarter here. A lot of substitutions on both teams. See if we can pick that number up on replay.
I'll tell you right now. I got 38.
Andre Whiteside on the kick return. Nice job, Andre.
Just taking the lead early fourth quarter, 29-24, and in Santa Clarita.
That's back and forth.
Seesaw battle.
All right, Saddleback breaks the huddle here with 9:38 to go. 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line after the nice run back by Whiteside. Masio remains at quarterback. And there's going to be a timeout on the field. Yeah, something wasn't quite right. They were slow getting out there from the sideline. Not sure who was in, who wasn't. So a timeout taken by Kerry Crabb to get things situated. And, Masio trying to maybe get his job back going into next week's game. As you mentioned, Riverside City with the huge game against Golden West next week. The Bobcats, Saddleback will go to East LA. On the road at East LA, then Saddleback is on the road at Ventura October 1st, bye week October 8th, and then they return home against San Diego Mesa, first Southern League game against San Diego Mesa here on October 15th, and we'll have that game here for you on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Saddleback gets organized, gets situated, they run it straight up the middle. Just trying to use some clock here. Jake Thomas with the carry. Got about 2nd and 7 now for the Bobcats. Trailing 34-3 with 9 minutes to play here at Saddleback Stadium. Riverside City going to go to 3-0. Saddleback will drop to 1-2. But there's glimmers there for Saddleback, defensively especially. they were able to slow down, not stop, but slow down a highly potent Riverside City offense. Saddleback's focus has got to be on what they're going to do offensively.
Yeah.
They're going to have to figure out what do they want to do. D'Artagnan Masio is more of a pro-style quarterback. He's out of the gun. He's a 6'5" kid, and he's more of a pocket passer. Ryan Henderson, they wanted to do RPO with him a little bit more and so forth. So it'll be interesting to see what Saddleback decides to focus on going forward. Masio out of the gun, hesitates, now throws. Beautiful throw and catch right there. Simeon Martin has had a nice night. Makes a great catch right there. It'll be a first down for the Bobcats on a nice throw by Masio for the first down. Checking Simeon Martin. He's been the favorite target of both Henderson and Masio. And Simeon now has 4 catches for 34 yards. Leading receiver for Saddleback. Masio out of the gun at midfield. Keeps it on the there's that RPO that we were looking for from Ryan Henderson earlier in the game.
And that's the proper read there, and that's how you keep defenses on their toes. Good job by Masio.
And he looked fairly mobile right there. He's not a statue. He's got moves. He can get out there. He's just not as quick as Ryan Henderson.
He's a little wiry, but you get him in stride, and he can
eat up some ground. Mike, you and me know us big guys. We can make our legs move a little bit. It just has to be in a straight line these days for me, and even then, a straight line for a very short distance. 7:50 to go here in the fourth quarter. 34-3, Riverside leads Saddleback. Saddleback driving behind D'Artagnan Masio. He takes it out of the gun, play action pass, tried to get it over there to Daniel Stokes, incomplete, and that'll bring up third and 3 for the Bobcats. And trying to get, a little bit of a positive vibe coming out of the fourth quarter, put some more points on the board so you don't feel like you got steamrolled in the second half. Riverside has done all the scoring here in the second half. They've scored 20. They were up, 17. They were up 17-3 at halftime. It's now 34-3. Saddleback been blanked here in the second half. Jake Thomas on the handoff. Nice gain up the middle, and I think that's going to be a first down. William Savar and some of the other big blockers up front for Saddleback doing a nice job pushing off the line of scrimmage. We got a lot of different players. We got people getting looks. People getting experience. Saddleback's ready to go. Riverside still looking over at the sideline. Now Masio takes another look. Out of the gun, Jake Thomas in the backfield. Straight drop. One-on-one coverage out there to the side. He throws the back shoulder to Simeon Martin, who makes another great catch. Simeon Martin's had a nice night. That's his 5th catch. And Masio's done a nice job coming off the bench throwing the ball. He's 8 out of 14 now, in a situation where Riverside knows he's going to be throwing, so he's done a good job. And he throws a nice ball. You see a nice line on his. There's not a lot of, he doesn't have to put a lot of air under it to get it to a 25 yard down the field. Jake Thomas again breaks it outside to the left side, gets outside, stumbles a little bit on the turf, but made a nice move to cut out to the outside to the left side to get 6 more yards. And that's going to be 3rd and 1 now for Saddleback. 2nd and 1. That was first down. Gain of 9 on the play by Jake Thomas. He made a nice play. The turf monster got him a little bit there, cutting out to the outside, but he made a nice cut before that to get to that point. 2nd and short. A lot of options here for Masio and the Saddleback offense. See if they take the shot at the end zone to Martin right here. He's got one-on-one coverage up at the top. Snap goes through Masio's hands. It was a good snap. He just took his eye off it. It was a little hot, but it's the one that you got to field in that situation. You can't give up 11 yards when you had 2nd and 1, and now you've got 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11. That's frustrating for Kerry Crabb. That's frustrating for D'Artagnan Masio. He just kind of basically took his eyes off it. Didn't see anything particularly wrong with the snap. Gets the call in from the sideline. They got 3 wide receivers split wide to the right. Simeon Martin again at the top of the screen with one-on-one coverage. Masio throws down the middle, this time to Daniel Stokes. It's broken up there nicely by Marcel Taylor. Came over and made good defensive play. He's had several breakups here in the second half for Riverside City in the secondary. And that's going to bring up 4th and 11. Well, I think you're going to go here unless they want to give Connor Grace a chance to show off his leg and boot a 45-yarder. But what would be the point? Well, it would be 3 points would be the points. But, yes, we get clever here late in the fourth quarter.
You got to do something.
Yeah, 5.5 to play. Mark Spin along with Mike Cepeda. The bad jokes come from me. I'm Mark. Okay, here we go. Out of the gun. Masio.
It's all right. I have plenty in the arsenal myself.
Wide open. They get, and it's going to be short. No, he gets the first down.
That should be a first.
Yep, that is a first down. The soccer penalty box right there had me fooled. That's one of the new players in the game for Saddleback. That's Max Maurer. Wide receiver came in to make a nice play, crossing route over the middle, got underneath the zone coverage that Riverside had employed, trying to stop that 4th and 11 play, and it is now 1st and 10 at the 12 for Saddleback. Nice 4th down conversion by the Bobcats and D'Artagnan Masio to Max Maurer. Nice throw in the middle. They went to Maurer again. He didn't come up with that one. It was a good hard, low throw by Masio. He put it where only Maurer could get it. Maurer got his hands on it but couldn't complete the catch. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 at the 12-yard line. Saddleback really would like to get some points on the board, get into the locker room with a sense of accomplishment on a nice drive to get ahead.
Well, I mean, this one's in the books. You know, you want to do what you can to build momentum going into next week.
And get some looks at what are you going to do offensively. Is it going to be Masio or are you going to go back to Henderson? Throw to the deep corner to Maurer again is going to be incomplete, so it's going to be 3rd and 10 for Saddleback at the 12-yard line. Nobody really open on that play. He just threw it out towards the corner of the end zone, and Maurer was well covered. There was no chance to make a play there for anybody.
Yeah.
And that's a good play by Masio to get rid of it and not take a sack in that situation. So it's 3rd and 10 at the 12-yard line. He's got Ezekiel Pierce in the backfield with him. Maurer's in the slot to the right. Daniel Stokes. They throw it. Oh, nice reaching behind him grab by Simeon Martin. I thought he was going to pull down the circus catch.
It's absolutely leveled here.
Oh, God, that's going to be an Advil special right there.
Sure.
I mean, that's ouch. When you're following the ball to see where they got, you don't see those hits.
Yeah.
Replay here on SoCal College Sports, you'll see those hits. All right, it's 4th down and 10 from the 12-yard line for Saddleback. They're trying to get something out of this. They want touchdown. There's no field goal. Oh, we got backfield in motion. Their flag should be, well, they're going to let no, it should be a dead ball. Yeah, there's backfield in motion. Dead ball foul is going to move it back 5 yards to make it 4th and 17.
Yep.
4th and 15 from the 17. And just, overeager, trying to get it going. Pierce just took a couple steps forward. Now they're going to go field goal. Yep. And on 4th and 15 from the 17 with 4:45 to play, why not? As I mentioned earlier, Connor Grace was absolutely blasting 60-plus yards in warm-up in this direction, as a matter of fact. The wind was blowing from the south, and he's kicking with the wind, if there is still any. A little bit of breeze earlier in the game. And he knocks that one through. No, he pushed it. That's the thing about these ankles in the press box. It looked like he had it. Plenty of leg. Connor Grace not happy with himself. He might have done what I do with my wedge and hit the big ball first.
Sculled it?
No, that big patch, you got this big orb that we're on that they call the earth, and whenever I'm hitting my wedge, I tend to hit that big ball before I hit the little ball, and it goes about 8 yards, and the turf goes further. And I think Connor might have actually gotten a little bit of the turf as he followed through on that and did not get all of it and missed it. So there you go. So no points for the Bobcats after a nice drive. 34-3 it remains. 4:42. Riverside City, I imagine we will see a steady diet of whatever running back Tom Kraft wants to plug into the situation for the last 4 minutes. Saddleback has 2 timeouts. We may see them use it. And Alex Grotto is in at quarterback now for Riverside City, third quarterback for the Tigers on the evening. Handoff straight up the middle. And I'm trying to get a number on that. Yep, they went back to Donovan Harvey, who's been in the last couple of series. I don't think you'll see Jones or any of the other players who had bigger yards. On the ground, they had a nice game rushing, led by Jaquez Jones with 81 yards. Valentine had 47 yards, averaged 6 yards a carry. So a better job on the ground than, they needed it because the offensive firepower through the air was not quite there as it had been the first 2 weeks for Riverside City. But still, we say that, and Jake Retzlaff had 23 for 40, 259, 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
So if that's an off night, I know a lot of coaches that would like to have their quarterback have that night. But for Riverside City, I think, Mike, you hit the nail on the head about Golden West. A little bit looking ahead in that game next week. Noon kickoff. And they hand it off again to Harvey straight up the middle. Third down run on 3rd and 8's going to net very little yardage. It'll be 4th down for Riverside City, and they'll bring the punt team out.
Well, I think it's time for some thank yous. First and foremost, how about Daniel Klaus, Dean of Athletics here at Saddleback College.
All of the Saddleback staff.
He runs the show, and he does a fantastic job of leading us week in and week out. Matt Brodet.
Chief technician
here at Saddleback, and you want to talk about somebody that sets himself for success week in and week out. That's the guy, and Matt, really thank you for your efforts throughout the season, throughout the entire year at the facilities here at Saddleback College. And Brett Fancino, Director of Operations.
Yeah, everything runs very smoothly here at Saddleback College. I've had the pleasure of calling some baseball and basketball for the Bobcats over the last school year, and Matt Brodet and his team of Randy and Rima in their, all their technicians, Rima Panina, they're just great people, and it's always like, what can we do for you?
Yeah.
And they do it.
And Brad Hoyseth as well, and Coach Kerry Crabb. And,
Sports Information Director Brad Hoyseth, who is the guru of junior college sports here.
JC Gridiron.
Yeah, that's right, JC Gridiron, that poll. If you've seen the Netflix series Last Chance U, Season 5 at Laney College up in Oakland about football.
Yeah, you'll see Brad on there.
You'll see Brad on there because he is an expert in all things junior college football related across the country, and we're lucky to have him at Saddleback College as the Sports Information Director. Punt there by Riverside City goes out of bounds at about the 46 of Riverside. Saddleback is going to get the ball at the 43 is where the official will come up after it went out of bounds. 1st and 10 Bobcats.
And also our camera operators, Angelo Solis, Cody Valentine. Terrific angles on the field up top here with the main shot. And, obviously you wouldn't be able to get these great shots and visuals on the field without their help. So thank you, gentlemen.
Well done by everyone here on a beautiful night for football, as it was absolutely, 74 degrees at kickoff and just a almost fall evening. Next weekend it will officially be fall. The equinox happens Wednesday, I believe. Handoff right up the middle there. Saddleback doing something on the ground.
Equinox, you talking about the gym here? Or what's going on?
That would be the autumnal equinox I'm referring to. It's like when that equal time between the sun and the darkness. Yeah,
that's a good pull.
That's a UCLA education for you right there.
You're making me look smarter than I actually am, so I appreciate that there, Mark.
Hand up again to Ezekiel Pierce, who just had a nice run for a first down, and on first down he gets about 5 more. Running hard late in the game, 2 minutes and change to go. Masio still a quarterback. Saddleback got some reserves in there in the backfield with Ezekiel Pierce now, but he's running hard and impressing the coaches, vying for playing time. Daniel Stokes still in there in the slot. Masio is just going to hand it off straight up the middle again to Pierce. Again running hard and again getting good yardage. First down, gain of about 7. It'll be first down for Saddleback at the 18-yard line in the red zone, trying to get those points.
I'll give you some particulars in terms of the next time we are back here. It'll be after the bye week. Next week for Saddleback, I believe they're at
East LA, yep.
And then
at Ventura.
We'll have coverage of that game up at Ventura on October 1st. Should be a good one.
And then the bye week.
Bye week on the 8th. And
then
back here
San Diego Mesa.
San Diego Mesa. And Mesa pounding Ventura last week at home.
Made a big jump in the polls.
We have some extracurricular here.
Yeah, some tempers getting short. And, Tom Kraft is saying, we got a bus ride home, guys. Let's just do this. But everybody just, you're out there, you're playing football. Yeah. And so you're a competitor, and sometimes these things happen even with 1:21 to go in a 34-3 game. Yeah, the big game, as we mentioned, with Riverside and Golden West next week is one of those SCFA potential Southern Regional.
It's week 4 of the SCFA, and it's going to be the matchup, much anticipated matchup of the year.
Early in the season.
Rematch, as we talked about at the top of the broadcast. SCFA Championship, round 2. Well, round 3 if you're going by last year. They split last year, like you said. SCFA Championship going in favor of Riverside to the very end. Mm-hmm. Shades of the Super Bowl with the Rams and the Patriots, if memory serves. Dyson getting the Rams and the Titans.
Oh, yeah, down to the 1-yard line. Right.
That was right on the doorstep. It was
and the Kurt Warner Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was Nick Kennewell. Nick Kennewell was stopped short, and he's been terrific this year. If you looked at some of our highlights this season, Nick Kennewell, one of the best in the state, led the Rustlers today with 8 receptions for 70-plus yards in a win at Bakersfield, 3-0, coming into the matchup next week.
Retzlaff last year in the 2 games when he played for Golden West and was the Division III Offensive Player of the Year in the California Community College Athletic Association. He threw for 700 yards in the 2 games combined, and now he's going to turn around and face the guys that used to be his buddies.
Yep.
And maybe they still are, but they aren't going to be starting at noon on Saturday.
Clock about ready to tip down here.
36 seconds to go. So Golden West, and then Canyons is who. They'll be back at Ramona High School with Canyons on October 1st. And then Tom Kraft's old stomping grounds at Palomar on October 15th. Masio looking deep down. It's incomplete. There's 15 seconds to go. That was 4th down. Riverside takes over on downs. And we're a knee away from finishing this one off, a 34-3 Riverside City victory to improve them to 3-0. Saddleback
Mark, it was terrific having you this evening, and I look forward to games in the future this season.
Well, I look forward to doing another game certainly on October 15th. If you'll have me, I'll be glad to come back and talk some more about
I think
the equinox and things like that. But hopefully we'll have a Saddleback team that will have found its offensive emphasis and what they want to do and who they are. Watching Masio here in the second half, I would kind of give him the nod maybe over Bud Henderson. That's a tough situation where you haven't played for a couple of games except for a few snaps to come in against a team like Riverside and execute. So it'll be an interesting week of practice for the Bobcats.
For Saddleback, they came in with questions at quarterback. They're going to leave with questions.
Yeah, right. There you go. No answers tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately, against a very tough Riverside squad. That'll do it for our coverage here from Saddleback.
Final score, 34-3.